24 hours.
It's
about
crazy.
You a cat?
4 times a year. Pretty much, man.
Josh is a shadow.
Yo, but to tell you the truth, man,
House cat.
that was the time I got shot. I got shot at over some garlic bread.
Wait, what?
I got shot at over some.
That sounds like
bread.
the beginning of a comedy routine.
With what, like a
I know.
slingshot?
Yeah,
No,
I got
with
shot over some garlic bread.
It was my dream.
It was my
It
dream.
was in my dream.
What was the issue with the garlic bread?
It was some good. Well, see, I left it on somebody's yard because I went back to my house.
Yard.
Because like my sister ate up all the spaghetti, and it was spaghetti for like the whole family. It was just like one of those regular bowls like this big, and I'm all upset at her. And she says, "Well, I thought you were gonna eat some garlic bread." I'm like, "Well, shit, I was saving the garlic bread for some spaghetti." So I freaking just took my garlic bread and
Saving it
started.
in the yard?
Yeah, no, it was in the house at this time, so I took it and I was walking. And then I put it down on the grass. I put it down on somebody's grass because I was gonna go back. I can't remember what I was going back to get, but then I saw
Why don't you
this
just leave it in the
dog.
mailbox?
No, I saw this
That would have made
dog.
more sense.
I was running back to the house and I saw this dog running towards me. I thought about my cat. I'm like, oh my god, my cat's gonna eat my food if I just leave it at down. Yeah, so I come walking back and there's these 2 dudes like with my freaking plate of garlic bread, freaking throwing it. And then
Garlic thugs.
they were, and then I guess they thought that I had a gun because like they was retreating, and then they shot at me twice, and it was like Matrix. I saw one bullet fly.
It's always the Matrix part of the dream. Always. It always has to be.
And then I saw him shoot again, and I turned around and ducked, and it flew over me. And then I started running towards the one of the neighbors' yards, and they come running out with freaking automatic guns and
Damn.
Mac 10s and shit. And they was like, "What the fuck's going on?" And that was pretty much my dream. And I had to keep dreaming to figure out, to see what was going to happen. It was interesting.
We'll get my garlic bread back.
What did end up happening to the bread?
The bread got forgot about.
It got forgot about?
Yeah, because there was a lot of other stuff going on after the neighbors came out.
They're shooting meatballs at you.
The garlic bread was symbolic of your life. It was your very soul laying on the lawn right there.
Hey, I like garlic bread. It might have been.
But your cat was going to eat your soul.
Hey, that's what they say.
So it's Aaron Baldwin. But
yes, that's the government.
That's the government.
All of them are really government because I use for professional purposes Aaron Bernard, and Bernard's my middle name. So
that's what I was thinking. Okay. I was wanting to clear that up.
Until today, I did not know that.
Stop it. Just stop. Just stop.
I thought you liked Alec Baldwin and the Baldwins. That's why he changed his name to Aaron Baldwin. I thought it was Aaron Bernard. I almost forgot.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. It is.
Don't make me get that garlic bread.
Right on.
Because once you get the garlic bread, it's all downhill from there.
I know, man.
Just
People
don't
getting shot.
put it in the yard.
I know, man.
That's what a mailbox is for. Come on.
Hey, maybe next time it will be in the mailbox and no one gets shot.
Did someone get shot?
Well, eventually.
Yeah, a couple flybys.
Yeah, eventually, like I don't know where the briefcase came from, but I held up a briefcase and deflected a bullet at one point.
You didn't tell us about that.
Yeah,
Well, I was scooting back to the neighbor's yard where they was shooting crossfire, and I was just trying to defend myself. Brett.
Crossfire.
Yeah, man.
The Hatfields and McCoys.
Hey.
Crossfire.
It happened, man. It was across the street.
The Garlic Wars,
Yes.
2015.
If you would have smelled it, you might have been shooting too.
I probably would have taken a bullet to eat it.
Just see you over there.
Well, it does bring a new meaning to eat the bullet, or
Yeah.
Exactly.
bullet.
Bite the bullet.
Exactly.
Bite
Bullet.
yeah.
Yep.
I think it'd make a good video game.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like it.
We can work on that.
Or a cartoon on Adult Swim.
Yeah. That's
Garlic Boy
Yeah.
in his trials. Yep.
So also we should say welcome back, Josu. We have him as a co-host this week as well.
I was getting to that, but that's a perfect intro for him.
There you go.
Yeah. The guy with the garlic plan.
The garlic plan.
Next, we need a garlic mix from you, and
Oh
go.
man, I can do some Italian some Italian. I can't do Italian house, man. I only have like one or two.
But if you did a mix that was Italian mix or whatever, would it be bad to call it the garlic mix? I mean, is that a little meh?
I don't think so.
I don't
Is
think
that
so.
PC enough? Like,
Well, we first need to find an Italian and ask them.
right?
Yeah.
Very true.
No,
I don't think it would offend them.
I'm trying to think of an insult involving garlic.
I am too. I'm like, I don't think there's
I can
such a
think of
thing.
one.
I
Other
mean,
than like if you have too much of it or something,
yeah,
you're insulting yourself really. But
yeah, you're hurting it.
I don't think it's
Yeah,
some
then
Italian or
wasn't
something.
Brian Gumble used to eat a lot of garlic? He had a kind of garlicky odor. They would go around saying,
I never heard that.
yeah,
About him.
by Brian Gumble. Now you know.
Now you know.
Things I didn't wake up today knowing, but I'm glad I do now.
Yeah.
See, that's what the
yeah.
Super Bowl was about. When what's her name? Katy Perry
Yeah,
was
Katy
flying on
Perry.
that little superstar.
Yeah, that
The
was the
Now
most
You Know
ridiculous
star?
stuff
Oh,
I've
God.
ever seen.
I didn't see that.
It is
I just saw
so-
Apparently, I
clips
missed
of
out
it.
on it.
It was
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
Oh, it's funny.
It was creative, though. I'll give him that.
I
It
won't.
was creative.
It needed more garlic.
I know. That's for real.
That's what would have made it an astounding performance.
Yeah.
I was saying it came out on a lion, a shooting star.
I mean, the presentation of it was cool. I mean, her songs are pop songs, but I mean, the presentation of everything was cool to look at.
I think it's awesome that they do that
That
in like
stage,
15 minutes.
Yeah,
and
the
so
stage was
quick
crazy.
that they break it down. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
why did it like
That's
when
fast.
Garth Brooks come to toss? I'm like, why did it take you so long to get set up and put on the show? Garth
'Cause he
Brooks,
doesn't have a
Katy
Super Bowl
Perry
party.
did it in like
Record time.
record time, 2 minutes.
Right.
So it can be done.
Absolutely. Speaking of garlic, though, I read something. If you put cloves in a jar with, just a lid, an old jelly jar, whatever, and you shake it, it'll totally get everything off of it that you need to just get to the clove.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've not tried this experiment, but
Okay.
chucking some garlic, huh?
in a jar.
In a jar.
What did you do? You shake it?
Yeah, you shake it and it
Yeah.
gets.
I think I've seen that.
I've
before.
seen
Have you?
another one, a life hack that I can't remember what it was, but I remember seeing another life hack that was with garlic, just getting the little garlics out, whatever they call it. Yeah.
It sounds a lot like the hard-boiled egg one.
I've
You
seen
put a
that
little
one.
bit of water in a glass and you shake it. And
Yeah.
I've never seen that one.
Huh.
Does it peel the
yeah,
egg?
you just like pull off the shell pretty much. It
I haven't tried it, but I heard about that one.
Interesting.
looks like it works.
It looks like
Makes
it works.
sense.
So how long have you been DJing?
Let's get to.
I was just gonna let this keep going. I loved how we're doing a food podcast now. It was great.
Well, it's been off and on since high school, so that would be probably 1980, around that time. Our graduation was 84 of high school, so starting around that time, probably 11th grade. So off and on since then.
What got you into it? That's pretty early.
Yeah, really from the inspiration of one of my friends, my close-knit circle of guys that I used to hang out with in junior high school and high school. He started, and I don't know how he started, but I know being around him and the fact that he somehow came up with equipment some way, shape, or form. He ended up with turntables and a mixer and going over to his house, and he also had records. I had a few records, but I didn't have records that you would DJ with. I had like rock records at the time. I had like Kiss records and Santana and stuff like that. But he somehow had these disco records and funk records, and he had all the records, and he would DJ. And being at his house, it was like watching him and listening to it, and I said, let me try that. So slowly but surely, everybody else in our crew started learning how to DJ.
Do you remember what type of turntables they were?
I want to say they were Techniques, but I couldn't verify that because I don't think that they really were. I'm guessing that they probably were the early Techniques. Yeah.
And what kind of records did he have that you were playing with?
We were playing with disco records at the time, funk records, and even like obscure, since it was the 80s, it was sort of like some of the new wave records and some of the artists that were coming out of London, like Scritti Politti and people like that. We had those, Man Parrish and stuff like that. Stuff that you wouldn't really hear on the radio a lot, but somehow he got them and they were dope records at the time, but it's like nobody else was playing these records but us. And it was
That's
just
cool.
really weird because it was before even playing hip-hop records because we didn't start out playing hip-hop records.
Right.
We were playing everything else but. So
But
it was weird.
this is also when you were in New York,
Yeah.
too, right? Yeah. So probably had I don't know, a lot more outlets to get music. You know, it was more of a hub, especially where Tulsa was back then.
Yeah, the record store game back then was really crazy. I think we had Tower Records, and I'm trying to think of one other place, because we used to go out to Queens to get records. At Tower Records for sure, and I'm trying to remember the name of the record store that eventually closed down. That was the big spot there then that you would go, and that's where everything was. Yeah, you know. So yeah, it was great.
Definitely have a much better music flow going in a big city like that, you know.
And back then it was about the albums and the 12 inches. It was about that. Yeah. There was nothing else really. It was, you know, coming off of 8-track into cassettes, and there was still cassettes obviously, but you know, to buy music you were getting records. Yeah. So it was that journey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was thinking you were in Tulsa DJing it by 1980. I was like, I don't see that.
No. I didn't get to Tulsa until 95.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was Cool Herc, like 77?
Actually, what's interesting, and I started thinking about this within the last couple of years. Everybody thinks that Cool Herc's generation really was the first generation of hip hop, and I came right after that because he's almost 10 years older than me, and I'm almost 50. I'm 49. So it's crazy to think about that separation of generations between Herc's crew and when I came up, and then after me. So for me, by the time I heard about Herc and saw Herc, he was already kind of past his prime, really. You know, so we're talking about going into Run DMC and Grandmaster Flash and people like that. Right. And Herc was still around, but his era had already shifted.
Well, he kind of quit after getting shot at, right?
Well, he still DJs today. Actually, he never stopped DJing, but just I think the art and the craft of DJing surpassed where he was.
Gotcha.
Because people that came after him, from even Grandmaster Flash and you know DJ Jazzy Jeff and people like that, when the tricks and things in DJing started to change the game, he kind of stayed to what he was doing, but it progressed, so he kind of got left behind in a sense. Yeah.
So what year did you make the transition into doing hip hop?
It was probably around 82 or 83, because I remember the first hip hop record I think I remember getting into, aside from, you know, Rapper's Delight was like 78 or 79, and everybody heard that on the radio, but there were other records that were deeper, more true to hip hop at the time coming out. Even Curtis Blow was coming out, and then of course when Run DMC came out, that changed everything. I was living in Rosedale, Queens around that time before we moved out to Long Island, so at that time when they hit, them being from Queens, and LL Cool J, of course, it definitely changed everything. That was really when, like, boom, into hip hop.
It'd be really cool to grow up at that time while watching it really explode around you, and man,
it was amazing because when we got to Queens was the time when you still had block parties and you still had these huge setups where DJs would bring out their equipment on the corners of the block, the literal block. Like if I pulled up to the intersection of your street, like boom, we're going to set up a sound system there and we're going to play music until we can't play music anymore.
Right.
And then that's going on, and then you had the beginnings of B-boys dancing to this music, and you don't know what to call it at the time. You don't know what they're doing, but they're doing moves. And this stuff is just developing as it's going. And it's new to me. It's new to pretty much everybody else, because the interesting thing that I know now is that in each borough, everybody was doing the same thing, but they were doing their own thing. So while we were doing what we were doing in Queens, what was going on in the Bronx was going on. What was going on in Manhattan was going on. In Brooklyn, it was going on. But everybody didn't really intermix in terms of the scene. Everybody had their own scene.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting, you know, to see that take place and happen at that time.
What amazing exposure too. I mean, you never get into hip hop like that again. You know what I mean? Like that was it. That was the time.
Yeah. And obscure records too. You're talking about the break beats that were being played at the time from these obscure funk and jazz records that nobody really knew who these artists were except for the James Brown ones. But even at the block parties, you didn't really hear a lot of James Brown. You would hear more obscure songs that had breaks that the DJs would just extend, and that's, you would hear that for like 30 minutes. You hear these break beats for like 30 minutes of these songs. You don't know what these records are. If you tried to go and see what they were, they'd had them blacked out.
Yeah.
So it was sacred at that time. The records you had were sacred.
Did you ever
as a
wash
DJ.
your records in the tub to get the labels off and stuff?
No, I tried to get my own white labels though. If I could go somewhere and find some records that I could listen to and I'd know what that was, but it didn't have the artist or anything on it, I would buy those. I would get those. But yeah. Yeah.
I've also heard stories of back then in New York, they would just to get power, you lifted up a street pole and started plugging in the wires and whatnot.
You had power outlets and access outside on the street lamps oftentimes. And I know they changed that after a while because of what was taking place. But you're basically stealing electricity essentially.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, you just plug in and you're good to go. It's innovation.
Yeah,
innovation.
Yeah.
If it worked.
And yes, innovation.
Man.
And we're talking about 1,000-watt systems here. We're talking about so I know it was sucking up crazy power. I don't know who was paying for this stuff, the city or whose bill it was going to, but somebody was paying for this electricity.
Man.
Yeah, because it was happening.
Would it just be like every weekend, or would they do it during the week too? Or?
Pretty much. It would be that and the schools, because the junior high school, the grade school that I went to was right around the corner from where we lived. But of course, in the big gymnasiums, they would have crews come in and DJs would set up in there.
Wow.
And it was always way too much sound for the room.
Right.
Because it'd be like going to a rock concert, how you would have those speakers. Those speakers would be in the gym.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, you had early hearing loss, like at the age 12. I know the hearing decline started at like age 12. It was ridiculously loud. But that was the thing. You had to be louder than the other crew. Oh, so that was how your sound system was the best. Like who was the clearest and the loudest and the most powerful.
So that's what would get you known and get you bigger crowds. And wow.
So y'all beefing with sound.
Yeah, it was. That's what the battles were about. Yeah.
Interesting.
Man, I'd love to see more of that today. I'd love to see more of just block parties and instead of everybody just being in these venues. And
yeah, I think we should be doing more like picnic parties and why not go up to what is that park on the other side of the river?
With Chandler?
Yeah.
Well, there's tons of little parks. I mean, I know you're supposed to get permission. But
I think the sound ordinances and all of that thing kicks in for a lot of those parks, especially around Riverside or across the river. You can only be playing certain decibels by a certain point at times. So
what about
that
even some day shows? Go out in the middle of the day. I want to go out how bad could you get in trouble if you just plugged in a sound system and went? Kind of want to look into that.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
It would be.
Mm-hmm.
It would be.
Well, maybe something would change when they get that Margaritaville built. Little resort.
Oh, what?
Oh,
What?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. By the river.
Down by the casino.
So I hear they're supposed to dam up
Yeah.
and build like an artificial beach and
Yeah.
stuff. I'm
Yeah.
sorry for cursing.
And that new park that's going to be
Please.
done.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
The gathering
stupid.
place.
Yeah, the gathering
Oh
place,
yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks
I'm
too
really
high
excited
end
about
for good music.
Well,
I tend to agree with that.
But I don't know, I like the idea of doing just spontaneous shows or park shows because those kind of shows always feel like more of a community than just going out to a club and listening to some DJs play.
Exactly.
When the children
Exactly.
come and everything, bring the family and the dogs.
Yeah, you're right. And I think that probably takes place in other countries though too. I think that probably happens because the music scene or the DJ scene is so big around the world that I'm sure in other places they do stuff like that.
Absolutely.
You know?
And I think we also have kind of a focus on it, like this is what we're doing. How do we monetize this? So we do kind of have a separation to it instead of let's just get some friends and go out to a park and people want to join, they can join.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We definitely have a financial focus here in the States.
And because even the art of DJing has become monetized itself to where, you wanna be a big enough DJ to get a nice enough money for your gig. So you start to look for gigs that you're going to get that kind of money. So you don't think about doing the kind of stuff you're talking about. But I think a lot of the guys that still DJ for the love of the music are all in on stuff like that. Though.
Yeah.
I think that's always going to remain,
Yeah. I think that just the downside we have of it is a lot of people just don't do it because it's like, well, I don't know anybody would even come.
Yeah.
You know, and it's because we don't have that ingrained in our society enough to where people are just doing it, you know. So it's kind of like, no, now I have to take a leap and see if anybody shows up. And then I don't know if I want to put that much effort into it because I got to bring my gear. I got to bring the sound system. I got to, you know, I don't know.
I think that axiom of if you build it, they will come is very true to form in real life when you put that into motion with whatever you're looking at doing.
Yeah.
And if you're doing something for the love of it to begin with, then people will show up because
Absolutely.
the love is spread. The music is there, and it's going to draw people. People will come.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'll come.
And I always kind of felt like, you know, I was overhearing somebody it's like 15 years ago. It was at some party. We're outside smoking, and I heard this guy talking, and he's just like, you know, I'm so tired of everybody just downing where they live. You know, he's like, I'm so tired of, if you don't like it, fucking move. We don't need you.
Yeah.
He was like, but what you should look at it is if you don't like your surroundings, you should do something to change it.
Exactly.
Because if you feel like something's missing, I guarantee there's a whole group of other people that feel the same way.
Yeah.
Make it happen. You'll change a lot of things for a lot of people.
I think what happens a lot of time is people get in their cliques of their circle and their friends, and they're preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
Because Jossie and I have been part of conversations like that about the house scene here.
Yeah.
It's like, man, we don't have a venue, blah, 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 blah.
We never dissed it though.
No, but I'm saying,
Right.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, we're disgruntled about it.
Yeah,
you know, still. And like you said, you know, it's a matter of just going to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's how the rhythm parties got started.
Yeah, exactly. That whole concept of wanting to take it outside of the public clubs and make it more of a private thing and more of a gathering type of philosophy, and it happened for like about a year and a half or so.
Yeah,
and it happened pretty well. It was pretty good.
Yeah, awesome parties, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can tell by your smiles.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. All right, so what brought you to Tulsa then?
Really the field of broadcasting. Spent 8 years in the military and finally actually got into broadcasting school as I intended through the military. So I always say the easiest thing I say is Good Morning Vietnam. That movie is kind of what I did.
Wow.
You know, did it in Okinawa, Japan for like 3 years.
Wow.
And was on the air for the Far East Network, Okinawa. Did a video show while I was there. That was their MTV show.
Wow, that's
this was like the early 90s, so we would get shipped to us in Japan what videos were out in America, and I ended up playing, since I kind of programmed the music on the show, I ended up playing a lot of like hip hop and house videos that I found that were songs. So that's kind of what I got into and did, and once I got into that and got out of the military in 92, wanted to continue, of course, broadcasting. So a friend of mine who worked in television moved here and was working for Channel 2 for a while, and he kind of hooked me up with a radio job here, and I've been here ever since 95.
So that Okinawa job, was it base TV or was it?
It was base TV, but it broadcasts out to the whole island, so everybody, locals got it as well.
That's good.
Because what was funny was I would go to, like, the locals that would come on base to come to like the bowling alley or whatever would see us, and it was like we were celebrities. They wanted our autograph and stuff. And I was like, that's so weird. I'm like, I got a uniform on, dude. I'm in the army.
So you're
like my autograph. What are you talking about?
The Japanese downtown Julie Brown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So yeah. It was cool though.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So which station are you with now?
On 105.3.
Okay.
Yes. Independently owned, Perry Broadcasting, and it's cool because one of the last remaining few independent broadcasting companies in the nation, and when you're a part of that, you have a whole much more freedom.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
So my show I do on Sunday nights, which is a combination of 70s, 80s, and 90s soul, funk, disco, hip-hop, reggae, and dance. I wouldn't be able to do that in a lot of other places.
Right.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I'm thankful for that, that opportunity to be able to do that.
You don't have like labels pushing you on, you have to play this song so many times.
Not on my show, no.
Right, yeah.
No, not at all. Not at all. Play what I want to play.
And how long have you been doing this show then?
I've been doing this show
since I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get a gauge, like at least 10 years.
That seemed longer than that.
Really? It might be close to 15. It might be 12.
Wow.
Wow.
Cause I remember, I mean, I just remember listening to it, and that was my favorite show on the station, because you would play, you know, old school music, reggae, and me and my mom would listen to it, and then, I mean, it wasn't here recently. Then you start bringing it in that house, and I'm like, "What's up? What's up?"
And expanding it to having my DJ friends do mixes for the show, for different really segments of the show. So yeah, that's been within the last year. That's been more than a year.
Yeah, it's been more than a year.
Yeah.
So I remember talking to Kevin about that.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, aren't y'all doing that now? I'm like, yeah, I did it without you. No, I didn't do it without him. This is AB who did it. Yeah. But yeah, that was funny. Whenever he says he knew that it was being done. Because every time I go down to the city, I would hound him about it. It's like, yo, man, we need a house spot on the radio. Well,
then he came back to me and said, I want you to get Jossie on your show. Like,
did he really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I have to talk to him when I go back down to the city. Then.
Yeah, he's been on.
That's funny. I didn't know that he talked to you about it.
He mentioned it to me. Yeah, I think that's after you and I talked earlier about it.
That's funny. Well, I'm glad he's doing it, because I mean that's one of the best shows on the radio right now.
I think it's all about the music. So the chance to be able to play so many different genres and eras of music is, I think, a necessity for certainly us and younger generations to know.
Yeah. I like that it's authentic too. I mean, it's none of this like it's not commercialized music. I mean, yeah, it's popular, but it's true to the era and the genre of music, like reggae and the old school. It's really nice.
And it's organic because I don't plan it. It's like I go in every Sunday night. It's from 6 to 11, and I just play genres of music. I don't sit down and say, okay, I'm gonna play
this is what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
No, I just let it roll. I just let it roll. Whatever comes to mind, whatever I feel, request or whatever.
That's
just
really
let
cool.
it really organically happen. The only things that are planned out are really the mix aspects of those things. Those are pre-recorded a lot of times.
Right.
We used to come in there.
Yeah. We used to have live mixes, and I still bring my decks in every night, and I play from those sometimes as well. But we used to have the guys come in and do the segments live. So,
that's really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what gear are you running?
I am using some Newmark decks right now that play CDs as well as MP3s. So I kind of have a little best of the both worlds, since I still have so many CDs that I want to continue to use while I have them. I'm not getting rid of them. So yeah,
those big books, man.
Yeah, I only got one big book now.
Like it's as big as the Bible, man. That's how many discs he got.
It's so weird too to think about. Like I remember when CDs came out. I was still buying cassettes because nobody could afford a CD player at the time. But and to think now that they're just gone almost. You know what I mean? Like it's it's a dying format. It's so weird to see that.
And then vinyls is coming back again.
Yes,
it's making a resurgence.
Thanks to those hipsters.
Cool. It's all the hipsters.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder how long that'll stay a thing.
That's true. That's a good question.
As long as they keep thinking it's a better sound.
Yeah, that's still that argument going around, and I've never bought into that argument per se. I mean, I like the sound of vinyl, but I've never necessarily preferred it over any other medium or form.
Well, it's different though too, because I used to collect like those old consoles from like the 60s, 50s, even 70s that are the old tube consoles. You open it up and it had like a record player in it and whatnot. In playing vinyl on those, I felt had such a warmth, but it was because it had the tubes and the vinyl fill and everything. It was a combination of the old style players and the vinyl, and there was a huge difference.
Yeah.
But I mean, like on all this stuff today, it's all it's different. It's a different animal. You play that vinyl on something else. I don't know if you would really tell a difference between,
throw a CD through some tubes. I mean, you're gonna probably get the same difference.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. True.
And then I think you have to take into account what you're listening to it on. If you're talking about a club sound or what kind of sound are you talking about? Because at some point, at some decibel level, it doesn't matter anyway.
Right.
Yeah, it starts to flatten out across the range.
Yeah. So
just get a 4,000 watt old tube amp console. We'll make that work.
Bring one of those remember those TVs that had the vinyl on top of them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did have one of those extra large one in which you open up the front and had the TV. Inside had the record player, the 8-track, the cassette tape, and the radio.
Yeah.
Those have become retro now. Those are the high price items now. People looking to get those for their place.
You used to collect these?
I had like 5 at one time. My
say,
living
would you
room was
stack
just
them on top?
My living room was just surrounded by these things. So.
Did they
a
work?
speaker wall.
His
but-
own IMAX.
Well, I mean, like, the one with the TV was massive,
Yeah.
but the other ones, I mean, they would be like maybe this big, like about that deep. And I'm doing this
You know that those
on
homes,
an audio podcast.
Everyone can see what you're doing.
Yeah.
those homes where you go in, you have the other television on top of the broken television.
I love that. Yeah. I used to have 6 TVs all set up in the same corner with different video games plugged into each one, and it was great for
I
parties.
can
Like
see it.
everyone got to play their own game, man.
That's
It
cool.
was just like 3 on top and 3 on bottom, and
But then you get like people all of a sudden try to do other games that they're looking
Right.
at.
Get
That would be a
confused.
little confusing.
Yeah, that's what I hate about split screen, man. Because all of a sudden I'm like turning the wrong way because the other screen is doing something different.
Yeah, I can't play those.
It's all right. Smash Brothers we can do.
Yeah, true.
do you like the new Smash?
I don't know. I haven't played it. I've been trying to get with her so I could play Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I know.
It's not bad. There's just too many characters now. Like, which is
I
fine.
haven't even seen it
but
yet. I mean, I haven't played it yet.
It plays the same.
See, speaking of your show and how you don't plan anything and you try to keep it organic, we try the same thing. It doesn't work for us. Like, it just derails.
But it makes it
No,
more
I mean-
real.
Burritos
Yeah,
and
yeah.
glowing nachos.
That's
More
That's-
authentic. It's
yeah.
conversation. It's real conversation.
That's what I love about it. We don't try to hone it in. If things derail, we just let it go because it's a difference too. If like you're going to sit down with somebody and you want to learn more about that person, you're not going to learn that much just from like standardized questions or whatever. You just got to let that person talk and get into it.
Exactly. Yeah. Throw topics out there or whatever and let them flow.
So, yeah, absolutely.
That's what
So,
it is.
is Sunday night the only night you have a show?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
when I do that particular show. And then aside from that, I'll fill in during the week if one of the other air personalities is out.
Oh, okay,
I'll
okay.
do that. So, yeah.
Whatever happened to the 5 o'clock old school mix with Steve Silk Hurley or the syndicated show that used to come on back in the day?
That was a segment, I think, of Tom Joyner's morning show that he did. But he changed mixers, and I don't think Steve is mixing for him anymore.
Oh, okay.
He has somebody else doing it. 'Cause I guess he doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, that was another time. That was another one of my favorite times to listen to the radio. Is old school, and that's why I like his Sunday show a lot.
And I think my show is a reflection of what I listened to as a kid on the radio when I was in New York. And that's really kind of what got me wanting to be in radio itself, was listening to like Frankie Crocker and Lamar Renee and people like that, Mr. Magic and people like that. Just the type of music they would use on their show, and for example, the outro to my show on Sunday nights is
I was gonna ask about this.
MFSB, Love is the Message, every time, because that's such an iconic New York radio song. It's one of those songs that is my ode to WBLS, my ode to Frankie Crocker forever as a mentor in radio. So it's what I go out to.
Did you ever get to meet him?
I did not. I wish I had, but I did not. I don't know what year he passed, but I had left New York by the time he passed. So, but he was a full-on celebrity. I mean, if I was to meet him, it would have to have been in an event or something. He was a program director for a radio station, but he was like a movie star.
He wasn't an army star like you were.
He was a real star.
The real
He was an authentic star. Yeah, he was that guy. And especially being a program director in the 70s in New York, when you had disco, Studio 54, all that stuff going on. It was and back when DJs made records, like if you played a record on the radio, it meant that radio record was going to be a hit because you played it.
So what was your talking about clubs? What was your favorite club back in New York?
For me, it was probably Palladium, which I think changed over to become something else. But I got a chance to go to what was the Roxy, and it changed to 1018, was where they shot parts of Beat Street. In that, I think it was that was in the Roxy. But Palladium for me, because it was a theater, I think, originally.
Oh, that's cool.
The place is huge. I don't even know what it's almost like partying at the BOK Center almost. I mean, it's like half of the BOK Center. It's sort of like that kind of size. So it's like intimidating when you walk in because it's like you look. Remember when downtown Julie Brown would shoot her segments of MTV? She was in the Palladium.
Okay.
That's what the Palladium was. She was in the Palladium.
So was a lot of clubs big like that in New York?
A lot of them were because they were always warehouses or big spaces that were cleared out that became clubs.
Yeah, because like
one was a church. I think
that was Sanctuary.
Sanctuary was
and
a
then
church.
What about the Tunnel? Was pretty big.
Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah,
Tunnel they had a lot of
was.
hip hop at the Tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that was the era when clubs were the thing to go and do.
Yeah.
Before stuff started getting crazy when you'd go to a hip hop club and get shot.
Yeah.
Before that, because that happened at the Tunnel a lot.
Yeah.
Eventually to that point.
It was probably the garlic bread they had there.
No, man.
Back to
Tell
the
you.
garlic bread. We circle around and get back to it.
Yeah.
There it is.
What's up, man?
Got garlic on mine.
That garlic, man.
Get your briefcase.
Yeah. Protect your face, man.
Man.
I had no idea garlic bread was so dangerous till tonight.
Hey,
Hey,
it's serious.
It's the fifth reason for murder, I guess. fifth highest cause of murder.
Garlic bread. Garlic deaths are up. I'm telling you.
It's that new contraband, man.
Contraband.
Well, at least you don't have vampires to worry about.
Smuggling that
Yeah,
garlic,
exactly.
for real.
Exactly.
So yeah,
So what was it like, doing the New York thing, then doing the Japan thing, and then coming to Tulsa? What was it like going from, especially, New York and whatnot, and you're doing your own thing in Japan, then you come to here, and the scene as it was back then and whatnot?
I think I got small doses because I would come and visit and I wasn't staying.
Okay.
So I got a chance to see it. And really for me, visually, I always thought it was one of the most beautiful places I'd ever seen. Like, driving down Riverside for the first time, I was like, wow, this is really, really nice.
Yeah.
I really like how it looks. But that's I'm still removed from it because I wasn't staying and living here yet.
Yeah.
So that kind of sort of prepared me mentally to be here. I think it was really interesting, the pace of life for me. I think that was the biggest shock, to have to slow myself down.
Oh, yeah.
Like how I thought about things and how I thought about my surroundings. My sensory overload had to be toned down quite a bit immediately.
Yeah.
To get used to being in a more relaxed and slower environment.
had to start talking to people and saying hello.
Yeah, that too. Good morning. What do you mean good morning? What are you talking about?
Ask him
What do you
how
want?
they're
Yeah,
doing,
what do you want?
but Don't expect a response.
Exactly.
How's it going? Keep walking.
Exactly.
If you don't do that, you're rude.
Yeah.
But you don't have to answer at all.
Yeah. And getting used to, a lot of Tulsans thinking that I was rude because of how I might respond to something.
Yeah.
Just because I'm straight and to the point and would say something like, you're kind of rude. Like, no, I'm just
To the
direct.
point.
Just answering a question or whatever, But yeah, that's a big difference. But I think what changed things was starting to meet my core group of friends who were also into the same music I was, and also had traveled to other places or were from other places and came here. Like I met this cat before he started DJing.
Gotta love that country music. Gotta love that country.
And
You're
then,
country
by
At heart,
no.
Thank God I'm a
I
country
tease him
boy.
about being a country
God.
house DJ.
he's up there with the straw in his mouth.
Now y'all gonna
Cowboy
like this
hats
next
first.
record, y'all hear?
But associations from the guys he knew that, we all ended up loving house, and that was kind of like our connection of, coming together music-wise. And we liked other genres as well, but really the house thing really connected us.
Yeah.
With meeting Shannon, him being from Chicago and me being from New York, and realizing that a lot of the records that, were being played in Chicago were also at the same time being played in New York.
Yeah.
Mainly because of Frankie Knuckles and Larry Levan knowing each other, and one being in New York and one being in Chicago. They were playing some of the same stuff, and it was kind of crazy, that kind of parallel that Shannon and I had, in that same situation.
Now, was it Frankie and Larry that got arrested stealing donuts together, and that's why Frankie ended up in Chicago or something like that?
I heard that story. I'm trying to remember how it goes exactly. I think Larry was offered the gig in Chicago and was already at Paradise, and he didn't want to leave Paradise, so Frankie went. I think that's kind of how it went. Larry was offered something in Chicago and didn't want to go, and then Frankie was offered and decided to go because they both were in New York playing together.
Right.
Because when he playing at the Galleria.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was playing at the Galleria. The Galleria. Or what was the other one? The swimming pool place.
Mancuso was at the Loft, so that was his deal. But I think it was the Gallery.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it's a crazy parallel that I always think about with Shannon and I. And they had the Hot Mix 5 on the radio in Chicago, and we had Bobby Condors and our folks and Shep Pettibone in New York, and they had these remixes, and they were playing the same records just differently, different versions sometimes, but it was the same records. It was really cool to connect on that level with him.
Right. Meanwhile, in Tulsa,
right? Yeah,
country music.
Country was where it was at.
Yeehaw! Yeah. God, I went to a rodeo this weekend. They're so boring. It's just
What?
like herding steer most of the time.
Let's see. Now you need to go and watch some barrel racing.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
Did they do any barrel racing?
No, I liked the racings, and I liked it when people like willingly put themselves on these bulls and horses.
The bull
and stuff.
riding?
Yeah, that's just absurd. I don't know. Their warm-up moves are almost cooler than the actual riding, though.
Really?
Yeah, I wish I could show you guys.
I've seen it.
I'll do some warm-ups for you later.
Can't wait.
I won't ride tonight, but yeah, I mean, most of it's you gotta be patient at the rodeo. It's just a lot of herding the steer.
How long were you there?
4 hours.
I was gonna say that's
a long time,
more than 2 would be pushing it.
Yeah, we left early too.
Yeah.
It started at 7. We got there late, and then I was like, "This is gonna go like past midnight. I don't want to be here anymore."
Where was this at? Ford Center?
Square. Yeah, Ford Center.
Yeah, the station has a
and it was trap music. That was the weirdest
Really?
shit. All the time. Trap music. Every once in a while, country song.
Oh, weird.
That's interesting.
the station does their own sponsored rodeo, Cowboys of Color, every year, and they have a national artist come in and perform in the middle of it. But they get all the events, the exciting events for people to watch that make it pretty cool.
Yeah.
To watch that whole thing.
As a Cowboys of Color, genuine.
Yeah.
Well, the station did a New Year's Eve show, didn't they, at the Pavilion?
Yes,
Which
they did.
a couple of friends of mine went to, and I haven't heard of a show being there in a while.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess
they have shows there. They're quite often.
I love the venue. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a good venue to use for that. I actually DJ'd a New Year's Eve party that I got hired to do, so I wasn't even there. I would have been there otherwise. But
Yeah.
It's bigger than it looks.
It is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really cool venue.
Yeah.
You don't hear a lot of shows there anymore, though.
Are you talking
that I
about
know.
the place that does like Mickey Mouse on Ice and stuff?
Do they still?
Ice Capades.
They probably do.
I mean, maybe they still do.
Yeah.
I know
they moved that to the BOK, but yeah, right.
Okay.
The Tulsa, what was it? Tulsa Fast Breakers or whatever basketball team used to play there.
Oh
Yeah.
Do we still have a basketball team?
yeah, we have
The Shock.
No.
No.
The Shock.
Yeah.
But we've got
The CBA.
whatever
I
our
don't know.
minor league team is. The 66ers. I think
66ers,
Yeah,
yeah.
the 66ers. I don't even know where they play now. But we have them. Right. And it's funny, you watch ESPN and they have like those scores. Like, who cares about those scores?
Yeah.
Like, nobody's watching that.
Somebody does.
We don't even.
It's
we
like,
live
damn it,
here,
I
we don't
lost
even know
money
where
on
they
that.
play. Yeah. Yeah, but I heard it was a really fun show.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I think Teddy Riley and Blackstreet and
Teddy Riley.
Yeah.
Ready for the World and RL from Next. And I interviewed Teddy Riley and Blackstreet, and myself and one of my colleagues did. He's one of the last. He's probably my generation's Quincy Jones, essentially, as a producer. He's responsible for an entire genre of music called New Jack Swing. Like that's his genre that he created, and everything that spawned from that sound.
Who is this?
Teddy Riley.
Is he? I guess. Yeah.
What do you mean? You
I guess.
I love that.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, Teddy Riley. I guess he. Yeah. I wouldn't. I mean,
What? You wouldn't what?
where is? I mean, what New Jack Swing is coming out nowadays?
I'm just saying what he did at that time.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, he produced Michael Jackson's. Was it Bad? I think Bad album.
That was his.
Yeah.
I like Thriller the best.
Yeah,
I knew he was going to say something.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, this guy has an incredible resume. Like I think if you look, when I looked him up just to see what he did, it was like 15 pages long. It was some crazy list of like his stuff people he's worked with. It was easier to ask him who he hasn't worked with than it was to ask him who he.
What was his
with.
popular song? Because I'm trying to think of it so hard right now.
What is what?
Teddy Riley.
Well, he had Rex and Effect, and Guy,
and
then Blackstreet.
Well, who did "Do Me Baby"?
Well, that was
Oh, that's
Bell Biv
right.
DeVoe?
This is in your wheelhouse.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, hold on a minute.
You talking about the Bell Biv DeVoe
Sweet
version?
Me. Wait, was it "Do Baby"?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Bell Biv
Bell
DeVoe.
Biv DeVoe.
Yeah, Bell Biv DeVoe.
Now, who?
Wasn't Tony there too?
Yes, they were.
I thought I heard
without
that.
Raphael Sadiq though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's no longer in the group.
Oh.
Which, like, to see Tony without Raphael is like,
Yeah.
Was it? Is it
why
just two
bother?
Tonys?
Why bother? Two Tonys and a stand-in.
Tony,
What's crazy-
Sam.
What's crazy about that is unfortunately Raphael didn't come, but I interviewed them in Japan when they came for a USO tour while I was there. So
But didn't
Wow.
Raphael Sadiq have a new album? I mean, a new album
had
come
several.
out that was pretty banging.
he's had several. He's gone solo and had several.
Because I didn't even know who that was. One of
Yeah.
Tony's.
He's a lead singer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of different if you hear him now.
Now it's just Tony and that one guy.
Yeah, another guy, a new guy.
Man, Tony was a joint back in the day.
Oh yeah,
Remember
Oakland, California.
making mixtape and love tapes for your boo.
I don't know if I did that.
Oh, see, man, that's odd. And Tony would be on there.
Mm-hmm.
He would always be on there.
See, while you were making the love tapes, I was making the pause tapes, like the hip hop pause tapes.
My mom was making those, dude.
I was making them.
She was for real.
Wait, what's a pause tape?
It was like, okay, back in the day when you had your boom boxes, you had the JVCs, and I don't know if they purposefully made them this way, but you had the JVCs that had, if you had your home cassette deck, that was a TDK home cassette deck, and you had the long extended buttons.
Oh,
you had those
yeah.
on the boom boxes. So they're real soft to the touch.
Oh, yeah.
So it was perfect for making like your own remix tape on the box from the radio.
Oh, right. Okay. I
So
understand.
that's we would make pause tapes that way.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was crazy. You had to have a box of some kind if you wanted to have any credibility, hang out with anybody, and be somebody in the neighborhood. If you didn't have one, you were like this punk little kid that didn't have anything.
So Radio Raheem was a real thing.
Exactly,
huh?
exactly. You had to have your Radio Raheem box. Yeah,
That's what's up when you're in your D batteries.
Yeah,
D motherfucker D.
Those things. If you had a box that took like 8 or 9 or 10 of those things, and it may run for like an hour if you were running, and you have to go buy some D batteries again, it's like, man.
Oh, I remember still when I was younger, it was still all about like, having the boom box and stuff, but it was at the time where you could separate the speakers off too. The battery life was a little better, so it was just D's, but you'd only need like 4 of them, and it would last a little bit. You'd have the thing where you'd slide them off.
You can actually plug it into the wall too.
Yeah.
Mine plugs into a wall.
Yeah.
I had one that did both.
Yeah, I think mine does both. And I have all the ins and outs on the side so I can still make tapes for people. And
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Speed dubbing.
Yes.
I cannot imagine ever carrying that thing around though.
Oh,
It seems like a nightmare.
But back then it was like, oh, I gotta do it. This is what I do.
Right, yeah.
you had one arm that was stronger than the other.
They had that super,
one shoulder that was stronger than the other.
and then they started introducing the super bass and the extended bass.
Oh yeah.
And some people got guitar straps for theirs. And carried it that way. So
That would be better.
That's actually smart. Yeah.
That's really smart. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, they did that. I remember that.
Man, growing up was so much better back then.
Well, we say that.
No, I'm saying, I'm like, dude.
And we're biased.
Oh yeah, wait,
we're
but
biased.
what kid is gonna be like?
Biased.
I carried around my iPhone when I was a kid, and I tweeted.
Well, that's your perspective, though.
No.
If that's all you know.
They be like, yo,
but
I do that too.
That's
All right, but the art of making a mixtape. There was something to it. These kids will never know. I mean, somebody gives you a playlist or something. You're like, fuck off. You did it in 5 minutes.
What's that silly movie? The playlist hits the Nora or the Nora movie with that weird nerdy dude. They make a mixtape. You know which movie I'm talking about?
It's sounding familiar.
It's
I'm not getting it at all.
Yeah,
something playlist movie.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. I haven't seen it.
I'm like,
It's coming to me. No, it's Zach and
Nora.
Zach, can somebody make a porno?
No.
No. That's not what he's talking about. Get your mind out of
Do they
the
not have a
gutter.
playlist in
Nick
that?
and Nora.
No, that's not a playlist. That's a porno. It's a little different.
Yeah,
I'm confused then.
but
You're doing it wrong.
I like
A
her
playlist of porn.
I like her mixtapes.
Let's get
Everyone
let's
would
get all my
listen.
favorite porn and put it together and make a mix.
Yeah.
porn tape.
Everyone would listen to my mixtapes. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah.
It'd be like going to a kamikaze slut.
Oh,
show
that's
again.
exactly what I was about to say. That's a man for real.
Wait, did you just say again?
He did say again.
That was probably one of the most interesting shows I've ever been to.
That guy was good.
Nick
Yeah.
and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
Thank you.
Yeah,
welcome.
yeah. There you go.
Slash porno.
/ porno. I got sidetracked. Sorry. But I got there. I knew it was along the lines. I was just
I like how you got there though.
working my way through. The so-and-so did something.
But see, yeah, a lot of preparation went into making those tapes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Versus making mixtapes today, our playlists today.
And even when like you knew there's a certain song you wanted, and you knew this station would at least play it in the next hour or two. So you sit there with it on pause,
Oh,
wait for it
yeah.
to come on, and then try to get it.
Yeah.
and then-
You call him and then just
Yeah.
sit there and wait.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make some tea.
yeah.
Wait
Yeah.
for your
And then
request line.
you'd always get pissed when the DJ talks over it at the end of it. You're like,
course.
no, I was trying to get the. Oh.
Of course.
Or you like had to go pee when the song started.
Oh,
Like, damn, I missed the play button. Like,
Or
record.
once you make your tape, you forget to take the tab out, and you tape over it when you have it. You forget.
Oh,
Done that
man.
many times. Done that
Yeah.
many times.
I have to be recording with my boombox in order to get my phone's music to play through it. So I've just taken a tape and like twisted it till it broke, so it just constantly is recording nothing. I don't have to switch out my tapes. I used to have to flip it all the time.
Yeah,
I don't have to
yeah.
do that now. It's sweet. I'll just break this.
That's awesome.
Now I can take a longer shower and still have music playing. I don't have to like get out and flip it.
You got to be smarter than the tape.
Wait, so you playing something into your boombox?
I go from my phone to the boombox.
Oh my goodness!
How are you plugging it in with a
Just a
like the cassette
yeah. It
adapter
goes
thing?
it goes like 1/8 inch to RCA.
Oh, okay.
Keeping it real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
And
hang it on.
it's
to
not
some-
about buying a new radio. It's about how do I make this work?
Exactly. Exactly.
Break a tape.
Exactly.
We'll make this work.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I would have never thought to do that.
Me neither.
Yeah, I think I just grabbed a dime and just
Broke the spokes out of it.
yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
just remember when your tapes get where you wore them out and then all of a sudden they get like in the middle of the song. I'm like, damn, man, come
Got to
on.
perform tape surgery. How do you
Yeah.
screwdriver out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it apart.
Well, no, I think it's because I played the damn song so many
Yeah.
times.
Well, I had one mess up on me as a kid because the batteries were dying on my boombox when I was playing the tape, and it actually like made it slow down and sound
stretch it
terrible.
out.
Yeah. So every time I played that tape from then on, it was fucked.
Yo, remember when they had the flip over where you can just press a button and
Yep.
flip it to the other
Yeah.
side?
Yeah.
Oh my
Other side,
god,
yeah.
that was heaven.
Yeah.
That was technology at that time.
Your grandchildren are gonna think you're retarded for saying that.
That was
That
heaven.
was heaven. Come on.
Show us how that works.
Yeah, my phone can play forever.
I just think of a song and it plays.
Yeah. At that point, it'll get to that point.
Yeah.
Oh, just God, man, just think about that. And then our kids, their parents be like, "Oh, we had to actually press on our phone screens to make songs
Right.
play."
The headphones are gonna be like built into your hoodie.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, those are already out though.
Oh, are they?
Right.
Yes, and they wicked nice.
I was gonna say, but not in Oklahoma because it's about to
Can't
be
wear
illegal
hoodies
to wear.
here.
No, they struck that down.
I was gonna say, I
Yeah,
hope
they
they
struck that
do.
down.
That's
Yeah.
got to
That
be
was
the
a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
very
was getting
ridiculous.
way
Yeah.
out of hand.
Well,
Very
I mean, I'm glad
ridiculous.
that, you know, the other side likes to run in their hoodies, or it would have been struck down, or it
Right,
would have been
yeah.
passed if,
That's very true.
because yeah, we love our fear.
Well, I just like the fact that it was it was going to be an extension off the law of you can't wear any disguise while doing a robbery or committing a crime. It's like, so we have a law. It means you can't wear a disguise when you're breaking the law. Like, I really don't think that that's what they're concerned about.
No.
Well, see, I think it was originally. Now this is a political.
This is yeah,
It was
political podcast.
originally. I heard it was originally to combat the Klan, because of how they were the hoods,
Right.
and it was to make them de-hood when they're within the city limits.
Oh, so the original law was for the. Oh,
Let's
okay,
get
that
us-
makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But how relevant is the Klan today?
Well, they had.
Well, that was the
They
original
had a
one.
parade
Yeah.
not too long ago.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
still around.
I got
yeah.
flyers 6 years ago. I was getting them in my
Jeez.
yard from KKK. And it was the most ridiculous thing you'd ever read, definitely. But I mean, they make it look good. Like, it's
Make it
like
inviting.
you
How
want
do
to
you
be a
make
part
that
of
Look
it.
good.
They did it. I don't know. You hire a bunch
They
of good
pushing other
writers.
cone heads in the swing. This could be
Little kids and like,
They put garlic bread on the flyer.
Oh,
Yeah.
see now they got me, man.
free garlic bread.
Yeah, we'd all be in trouble
They're just throwing
then.
garlic bread in your yard.
No, the flyer's attached to a loaf of garlic bread.
Like, damn it, now I got to join.
I know. My mom's gonna hate me.
But Mom, they gave away free garlic bread.
So, boy, why you out here burning this cross on my lawn?
Yeah, when you get to the meeting though, you're the spaghetti.
I never take it off my hood like that. What's that David Chappelle skit?
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Well, you're safe as long as you got your briefcase. So.
I know, right?
So,
That's right. People don't know.
It's a good way to coax people out of the house, though. Throw some garlic bread in the yard. I'd come running.
I would too. Every time.
And dodging, just in
Yeah.
case you don't know.
You never know. For real. I mean,
Running and dodging.
The garlic bread theme.
Yep.
and all of a sudden, I just had this image of somebody using like a potato gun to shoot loaves of garlic bread out.
You just see me jump up now.
I want that to be like in that new mech suit thing, the whole like Voltron styled suit they made. You know, that's
Oh,
got
yeah.
like these. It's kind of like a potato launcher thing that has terrible aim, but that would be sweet if
Yeah.
you could shoot
It launches
food out of it.
bottles of water.
That's what it launches.
Yeah, it launches bottles of water.
That's
That
what
sounds
a lot
dangerous.
was.
Yes.
That
There's
would
this-
hurt. Like,
Yeah.
And then it
what-
can shoot BBs like 6,000 of them in a minute.
yeah.
Wow.
And you shoot by smiling. It's a smile shot. I think
Wow.
it's a terrible idea.
It's
that
this-
sounds
yeah.
horrible. A smile shot.
This thing is
Wow.
massive. It looks like I don't know, more like the thing from Aliens, where you crawl in it and like,
Oh,
the
that
thing
is the
comes
best
down,
thing, yeah.
and it like it's got these huge arms and got all this weaponry on it, and it's like what $1.5 million to buy.
It's like
Um,
Gundam Wing type stuff in real life, though.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy looking, and it runs off like what
Double A batteries.
I thought it ran off
I mean, no,
garlic
D
bread.
batteries.
Batteries, yeah.
It's like 1.5 million. You can have your own mech warrior that just shoots BBs in water bottles.
That
To
sounds
mess something up, I guarantee
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
It definitely is dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would love to get 2 of those one day and just show up in somebody's neighborhood and just like battling out, like scare the crap out of everybody.
Yeah.
How about we just build suits out of cardboard boxes?
Right.
Not quite the same.
So
We
what,
just
Dan
throw
board
water
boxes?
bottles at each other.
Throw water balloons. Whoever's suit falls off first loses.
There you
You soak them.
Transformer battles.
Yeah.
So yeah, back to music. I
Yeah,
guess.
let's bring it back.
music.
Well, Transformers had music in its theme song.
Yeah, it did.
There you go.
There we go. Now we're back.
Yeah.
Now we're back.
So you have a show tonight? Is that what?
No,
oh.
Sundays.
Well, I didn't know.
No, you was
Oh,
on
no,
my,
but-
you just did that 24-hour sleep. I just did waking up thinking it's Sunday still.
Yeah. Like, wait, it's
Well,
actually
no,
Monday.
talk about performance shows. You did have a Monday night gig. You're not doing it now, or what's up with that?
Yeah, Cypher 120, house DJ for that. Took a break for about 3 weeks, I guess, and we're coming back next Monday. So we'll be
Okay.
back
Is it
on the
next
first-
And that's
Yeah.
at the first shop?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah. Open
See.
mic night. Musicians, poets, singers,
It's all over the
comics, magicians. I mean, everybody's been there. So,
That's
yeah,
cool.
very cool.
Interesting.
Very organic and just creative. It's really cool.
And next new category, podcast hosts
Oh,
have a live podcast.
that would be interesting.
Yeah, we tried that at Yeti.
Oh yeah.
Didn't work out too well for us.
I've still yet to listen to that one back.
Oh.
What is the Yeti? Now, all right, what's Valkyrie?
What is the Yeti? I saw you at the Yeti this weekend.
You
No,
played
it's
at the
what
Yeti.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you played the
Okay.
Yeti with the...
Yeah.
So what's the one that's down
What's
the
it?
street? Valkyrod or
Valkyrie?
Valkyrie?
Yeah.
That's like the swank one, right?
That was
What do you think
they
about
do
the
all like
Okay,
Vanguard?
thank
The
you.
Vanguard.
Oh, okay.
Is what he's thinking about.
That's
Just a bigger,
It's a venue.
little bit
Yeah.
bigger venue, but
great sound system though. Holy crap!
That is a really good sound system.
Yeah, really good sound system.
Talking about sound, what is your favorite sound system you actually ever heard?
Ooh.
Probably the white party at the zoo. What year was that?
I don't know. I missed it.
I remember hearing about it. I didn't make it to it, but
Shannon played that night,
oh really?
and it was outside, and it sounded phenomenal. Just the best outdoor sound system I've ever heard especially for dance music. And it was just crazy.
It's hard to get a sound system
Yes.
on to get outside.
Yes,
I mean, it just
that was the point.
dies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, I'd have to say that it was that.
At the zoo? Like
Yeah.
Tulsa Zoo?
Yep.
Who
Tulsa Zoo.
who put this sound together for that? Do you remember?
I don't remember the name of the guy. He's done other stuff, obviously, here locally. I think Shannon knows who the guy's name. I don't remember his name.
I don't know. Did he do the last white party too?
I don't think so. I don't think it's the same person.
So he only provided the sound. Yeah, I remember hearing about how awesome that sound sounded.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Was it loud? What you can talk over it?
Yeah, basically, and clear, crisp.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said. I know that he told Shannon what he did to do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like run that shit through some compressors.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked. The other good thing was we did a Sky show with Tom Joyner at the Brady Theater and brought the SOS band.
I was there.
Whoever their engineers and technicians were, that was probably the best concert I've ever listened to indoors. Period. Like whoever worked on the sound for that was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah. Sound will make or break you.
Yes.
You know, you got to have enough oomph behind it too to get the clarity, and you know.
There's I got Dave Ransberg, one of my friends, is a sound engineer.
Wait, the dude I beat in the popcorn contest, pop off.
What was it? A pop off?
Yeah, he started popping popcorn after he challenged me.
I don't know where I
He
was.
stopped
for that.
popping popcorn
Or
after
he
each other?
started.
He stopped.
Oh, he stopped.
He stopped?
Popcorn pop off.
Yeah, we was over.
Only
there.
Jossie would.
No,
would do
because
that.
like he was like I think didn't he stay with Shannon?
Yeah. For a
And
little
like
bit.
Shannon was like, "Oh yeah, he can pop some." Like he talking about, I can pop some real good popcorn. So I come over there and we have a little pop off. His stuff was burnt, and we was just ragging on him. And I popped some nice, fluffy, just beautiful kernels, man. Let me tell you.
You gotta teach
girls.
Justin.
He needs it.
no,
He could
no.
use a lesson.
I got
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
I
God.
got you.
We're gonna
Are
have
we
a
seeing a
pop off
pop off
tonight.
too? Gotta pop something off in here.
Someone go get some vodka. We're having a
And
pop
some
off.
garlic bread and popcorn.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, this is a party up in here now.
It was definitely.
Pop off.
I accept
I'm
your
down.
challenge.
All right.
Let's do this.
And no microwave stuff. Over the fire.
Oh, you would do it. Oh, okay.
You used to do that, didn't you? Before you got your newfangled.
Well, I have several different ways of doing it, but I can do that.
Well, don't tell us your secrets. Oh, don't broadcast them.
Do you bring your own kernels?
No,
He grows his own kernel.
that's how dedicated I am. No, we
I got a
can
popcorn farm.
we
Yeah.
we can buy one we use the same ingredients.
Okay, so
Wow.
garlic and
Well, we don't want nobody
Garlic
to get shot.
popcorn is actually pretty good. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do.
Same
See, my popcorn
ingredients.
is
He's
so
not-
good. You don't need any of that extra stuff.
Okay. I don't think I've had your popcorn, man.
You remember it if you did.
Well, do you have the things to make it here?
We'd probably have to. No, I think I have to get some ingredients. But
I have to bring my pot over.
Oh.
yeah.
Okay, well,
I
we'll
have to have a
schedule
special
this.
pot.
All right.
you got a special popping pot.
Oh yeah,
What's different about it? Is it
it's a feel, man. You
It's a
know,
feel.
the way that
You just know when
the
it's,
way
like,
that the
ready
kernels
or-
echo in the chamber.
I'm so pumped for this. Now.
I am too.
I'm gonna
They're
have
like
to break
screaming,
out.
we're
I'm gonna have to
ready, we're
break
ready.
out the crank style.
You
back
can
end.
bring the crank off the
Alright.
crank. It pops like real once it starts to pop.
Yeah.
And it just, I'm like, it's done.
I mean, you've seen the new thing. I've got one of those big setups now to make popcorn.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to go there. If we're going to go handheld, we're going handheld.
We're going
I got you.
handheld.
All right.
Wow, popology on the podcast.
No kidding. Like if it doesn't come in a bag, I don't pop it.
Yeah, people didn't even know.
That's all right.
Thank you.
It's like, what?
Exactly.
This actually happens.
Yeah.
People actually make this.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
Or the garlic podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, do we have a date? Do we have a DJ for it? Is someone gonna like spin
Yeah.
records while you're popping?
No, the kernels is what makes the noise.
Kernels is the music, man.
Oh,
We
that's
don't
the
need a
music.
Are we
soundtrack.
gonna mic it?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Which popcorn had the best sound? You can judge it off of that. Even
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I would like to eat that popcorn. By the way that it sounds.
Sounds tasty.
We need to plan this though. It's happening.
We should
I
do
like
that.
it.
We should actually
That's
make a
cool.
little, since we're talking about the podcast, we should actually make a little, like, a small, short 10-minute podcast while doing it. Like, I'll just edit it real quick, and so you can hear us, like, getting ready, the popping, and then the judges, so you guys have to
Definitely.
be judges.
Yeah, well, you're welcome to be a judge and
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta be.
taste heaven.
Yeah.
Taste heaven.
Taste heaven. That's crazy.
All right, so going back, coming to Tulsa, what was the scene like here in Tulsa at the time?
I don't think anything really, other than what you were doing, maybe with the after hours.
That was like
Was that before I got here or
no,
around
that was
the time?
after you got here.
Okay.
like a year after you got here.
Yeah, I think that was the only thing that developed was what Jossie and crew was doing.
Yeah, with Brian, Brad. Yeah, it took a minute to start though, but yeah, eventually when it picked up, it was on.
Yeah, that was a welcome find to get in that environment with these guys.
How did you guys meet originally?
Did we meet at the radio station?
Probably
Okay.
because he's related to the owner by some way, right?
That's my uncle.
By marriage, okay, through marriage. So he was around the radio station quite a bit in those days.
Yeah, my mom, because my mom owned an art gallery, and we did all the art in there, and I would go up there and hang it, and I go up there and hang out, and then my grandfather started doing a show
Yeah, he did a talk show.
up there, and what was that show called? Open mic? No,
I know he had a name for it. I don't remember what he called it.
I know, man. Everyone talks about, oh man, I remember hearing your grandfather on the show, man. He was speaking the truth. I'm like, yeah, that's all he always did that. That's why he lost elections, because he would speak the truth too much. But when he would lose, and they would come over and ask him, hey, what should we do? You know, like Rudisell Library, funding for Moton, funding to keep Booker T where it's at. You know, that was all because of him, you know, and never asked for anything. Just a man for the people.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But that's how we met, and the house scene and DJ scene that was going on with that.
I didn't even know he was a house DJ. I didn't even know he liked house until like, what? Almost 2000?
Probably.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I knew of him.
He
was
just assumed because I was at the radio that I would, you know.
he only liked that
Yeah.
rap shit.
Yeah. My palate had a little garlic on it too.
I know, man. I know. I know. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to be from my generation and be from New York and not like house. Like really,
Right.
you know.
What about Caribbean and Calypso?
Well, I'd have to back up for that because prior to arriving in New York, family-wise, we lived in the Virgin Islands in St. Thomas for 5 years.
Oh, wow.
So that's when I got exposed to calypso and reggae and dancehall and all that stuff. So that's where those roots came from.
So what? Since
Wow.
being from the Caribbean, man, what did you feel about reggaeton?
It wasn't out then.
I mean, when it did come out.
It's like how you feel about, you know, genres of house that got, you know, dubstep or whatever. It's the same kind of thing.
It's an offshoot. It's a fragmentation from the original.
Yeah, I hated it.
I can tell the way you asked the question.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that damn reggaeton shit?
I was wanting someone to agree with me.
And I don't even think it's as popular as it was anymore now. So
No.
it's like it died down.
When I was in Las Vegas, it was freaking
Really?
everywhere, man.
Jeez.
Reggaeton.
So you didn't know he liked house. What did you think he was into?
I don't know, man. He was just a radio
rap?
disc
That
jockey.
bappity bap boopity boop.
No, he was the guy with the deep voice.
What does that have to do with music?
Well, you hosted on a radio show. And then when I don't know, we became like, it's weird, man, because like I always knew of Aaron Bernard for like ever. And then like, to become friends with him like later on in my life. It was pretty cool. I mean, and to know that he's always been there, and he could have helped me out when I was was in need of, and when I was trying to find myself. Another brother that could have said, "Hey, man, house music is our stuff, man. You're okay. Don't let these people bring you down."
So who introduced you to house?
Man, I was in Germany, dude,
See, he's in Germany.
and I started liking techno. Then when I came back, I got this Danny Ramlin CD, which had like Dr. Love and Deja and then remember that four disc, and I went to whatever that store is out on 71st and it was not there anymore. But and I bought it from there, that four disc, it was like $22, and I was just a kid, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta get this, and had like LFO and just a whole bunch of good stuff on there, and I didn't know what I was getting into, but I liked where I ended up. But other than that, that's how I got into it. No one really told me.
I think for me it was kind of organic in a way, because at the time that I got into house was right before I left for the Army, which was around 84. I had a friend of mine who went to the Paradise Garage a couple of times, and at that time I was still a b-boy. I was still into breaking and listening to hip hop, and I wasn't really interested in trying to go with him, which I regret. It's one of my life regrets that I didn't get a chance to go to Paradise Garage. I wish I had gone with him. I don't even know if I was old enough to get in at the time, because he went with his older sister, and he was a bit older than us. But if I had the opportunity to go, I would rewind back time and go. But he came back with some freestyle house moves that we were like, yo, what is that? What are those steps? Like, we started learning how to freestyle dance to house music from what he brought back from the Paradise Garage, and that's when I started kind of getting into the music as well.
Huh.
So you house dance?
Oh, he's smooth. Yeah.
I haven't done it as much in the past few years as I used to. Like, when I got here, I was really into dancing.
He doesn't dolphin dive anymore.
Dolphin dive?
Yeah.
It's
What is
a
that?
move.
Is that one of your signatures?
Well, no, it's a signature move of the genre of dance.
That New York scene. That's some New York
Dolphin
boys.
dive.
You remember Nina Cherry's Buffalo Stance?
Oh,
The
that
video?
was jam.
You don't remember that?
I do.
Well,
Yeah.
she talked about. I don't think they did it in it. She told we always do the dive. We do the dive every time we dance.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's
Okay.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
it's that. Yeah,
It's wicked nice.
yeah.
It's really I like my favorite type of is that whole New York loft dancing is where it's at.
But I mean, Chicago has their own style too, as well. I mean, it what it is a form of street dance that's very much like breakdancing was, where you take a bunch of different other styles and you just make it your own.
Yeah.
Whether it's tap or ballet or jazz, and you just mix it up into street dance. So, yeah.
I feel like I normally see videos of Chicago house dancers. I don't know if I know the New York style.
It's different. You'd probably recognize. I think the New York style often has a lot of b-boy moves in it now, like it's a combination of breakdancing and freestyle.
I don't know. I think a lot of videos is a lot of like the loft dancing, like when they do a lot of spinning and
Yeah.
in Chicago they have a lot of like footwork and I think that New York is just more graceful
Yeah.
to look at. And now what Chicago got, juke is what's hot now, which is insane. That's retarded. It's like people just shuffling their feet back and forth real fast.
Can you juke?
Oh, maybe if I was having a seizure.
Ate too much garlic bread and having a seizure or something.
Garlic overdose. I mean,
Yeah, when
You
you're
put a piece of garlic bread on a string and pull it towards the door. He may juke into this.
and now y'all gonna be like YouTube Chicago juking.
Totally. That's going to happen.
The garlic bread remix.
Yeah.
So does that mean we're gonna have like juke step as a style tune?
I hope not.
Juke step.
Juke step.
I hope not. It's interesting to watch, man. And don't get me wrong, but it's you can only watch it for so long because you want to go before you go to sleep. Go and just look up loft dance and New York style dancing, so you can have good dreams.
No comment.
Yeah, no comment on dreams. Like, not enough dream talk.
Yep.
So what do you guys feel about, like, since you mentioned the name of an offshoot genre of how house has been so just dispersed into these all little smaller genres of whatever they become, or take the latest thing and make it a house thing but not call it house, call it this.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's interesting. I think some of them are really fascinating, even still in their infancy, and I think they could develop into something cool, probably. I think most of it is just fads. I don't really even see them as genres so much as because they're not going to be here long enough, you know. Yeah. But we've always had that with house music and stuff. It shoots off, then some things die, but like the basics always stay. The house, electro, stuff like that. Electro is definitely one of them that came out, probably as a fad, but stayed.
I think it transformed a lot, though.
Well, yeah, definitely. But I mean, there's an evolution in that too. I mean, when it first came out, I'm sure a lot of people were like, no, but then it developed and it changed over time. But dubstep, that's not evolving. That's about to go. That's,
I don't know,
trap
man.
will die next, man.
Dubstep sounds good if you got beats in your car, though. I mean, I think dubstep's a good way to test your system. Because it has like the whole range.
Yeah, it does,
and it's well produced,
right?
And it's it just sounds real clean.
Well, I think
so you can test the system with some dubstep, but don't listen to it.
Right, I can get that, but you talk about it being well produced, and I kind of have to argue a little bit on that. I think there's some dubstep guys that do really good job of it.
Well, I'm talking about like the 4 songs that I like.
Oh, okay.
He did say don't listen to it.
Right. He likes.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say that I think too the whole thing with dubstep is there was a couple guys that figured it out, or one guy figured it out, a couple of guys went with him, but they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And they followed a certain composition. It made sense. But then you have a whole lot of people listening to it going, well, it's just this low bass and these wobble sounds, but put some glitches in it, then it works, right?
Right.
Without understanding the composition of how the original guys were doing it, how it did work. Yeah. So you just got a bunch of people just doing a very superficial version of the composition and didn't really know how to get into it, and it's just flooded with it.
Yeah, it's like, where's the notes and melody?
Yeah, there's no compositions really to a mini, and so that's another reason why I think it's just going to die off. I mean, there's not enough good composition support or any good support.
So you think it'll die off and the few will get sucked back into another genre?
Yeah, I could see them. I mean, especially the ones now. I mean, give dubstep another year or two, we'll forgotten about it, and about that time too, it's been about 3-4 years now.
Well, and I feel like a lot of it's already the people who used to be playing dubstep are playing trap now.
That's true too.
Trap sounds good too. I like trap music.
Or
it just doesn't fit at the rodeo.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was really weird.
That's like grime is another one that I like, but it's hard to find good grime music.
I think it's hard to find good grime. It's also been pretty suppressed.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a big part of it too. It's just a lot of people are afraid to be booking the grime musicians and stuff in certain countries because of the way the laws are.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and going back to the dubstep thing, we talk about a lot of the basics that stay through. I've seen the resurgence of drum and bass, which I think a lot of these dubstep guys are going to drum and bass.
Yeah.
Didn't they come from drum and bass? I always put them two together.
Yeah. I mean, it was the same.
The beats are similar, the rhythmic element.
Yeah, the rhythmic element. Speeds are about the same. Isn't dubstep dubstep just like pretty much half time
It
of drum and
seems like
bass?
it is.
I think
Yeah,
it's like
that
because
makes sense.
it's a reggae beat, so it's generally
Yeah.
what 60 to like 90.
Yeah.
And then you got drum and bass, which I guess is what 150 to 180 or something like that. So there's a lot of crossover in there.
So what is the music that the Dragon, what's it called, the Dragon Head or Dragon, those kids from Atlanta, those be making those crazy dance videos like Control? You've never seen
I don't
Control?
know if I've
The Dragon.
Yeah,
Are
no,
they popping?
no, they're like doing like all this weird.
Are they crumping?
No, God, Jesus, man. If I see crumping, I search something else. Like, all right, Louder, like the track Louder. Have you heard that?
Sounds familiar.
Oh my God, am I the only one that listens to other music?
Other music. No, you're
At least
not.
give it a try. You call yourself a eclectic podcast.
Hey, we never said that.
We definitely call ourselves a lot of things.
Eclectic, no.
Dragon House is the actual name of the crew.
Dragon House. Okay.
No.
They're nice break dances. They be doing all that freaking Twitch type dancing, and it's pretty cool to watch.
But don't they do that to dubstep though?
Is that what it is?
I thought it was done
Okay.
to dubstep.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, might be.
Which is interesting because it's separated as a dance style of hip hop to another genre of music, which used to be like breakbeats, and now it's dubstep. So
I do like dubstep for that purpose only, because they can do some really cool dance moves. To visualize the sounds that are going on in the actual
now,
song.
if I went to a party that the genre of music that was being played was dubstep and everybody danced like that, it would be interesting. But you only have a handful of people that are dancing
That
like
know
that.
how to dance
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. Just imagine like 700 people
That would be dope.
dancing like that.
That would be dope. Yeah.
No, I would
be
not.
terrifying.
I know.
Well, you
wanna
wouldn't have
be
to.
there
You would
at
have
all.
to get high.
I know. No, you'd be like checking myself. I need to go take a piss test.
What was in that drink?
It's like a cult.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Because
Like,
everyone's like
Everyone's a
fidgeting.
blood brother.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing too. When dubstep first came out, everybody was like, "How do you dance to this?"
Exactly.
Because it was that slower down reggae beat, but it was like electronic music. But it's like electronic music you can't dance to. So electronic undance music or something.
Yeah.
Electronic
Undance
dance
music.
It took them a few years
The EUM.
for people to figure out how to dance
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
right about the time it was leaving.
I know, right?
Glad you figured it out.
Now it's time for you to focus on some other stuff. Why don't you come back to house?
Right.
We figured out how to dance to that.
How was in New York earlier? Shannon was saying at the parties is pretty much the only people dancing were the people who knew how to dance. Was that kind of how it was in general in New York as well?
Yeah, if you go to a club, you would have those people who were there as the quote unquote steppers, the people that knew how to step or dance or whatever. And then everybody else was just there to have a good time, but they gave the respect to the dancers. Like if the dancers wanted to make their circle, everybody else would, stand back and watch or give them that room and that respect.
So did they
So, yeah.
dance like they danced on Soul Train?
No.
Because they could dance on
Yeah,
Soul Train.
but that was on Soul Train. That was like a closed environment where the focus of that was the dancer thing, because it was a television show. You have to give some entertainment. So let's find some people who could dance, put the spotlight on them, and people would want to watch.
But
them
wasn't
dance.
that filmed in New York?
No, it was several places actually, but I don't think it was New York that they did.
Man, I just wish that they would have more videos on YouTube of Soul Train dances, because I like the way they dance and the clothes that they wore.
I'm digging the clothes all the time. Man.
Yeah.
Some of those moves are kind of whack. But some of them are good.
Most of them, I would say most
And some of the clothes are
Most
kind of
them
whack.
good.
Yeah.
I lived through that. Yeah, I know.
I know you
Peppermint
did.
overalls and
Yeah.
And a big
Yeah.
ass like hat that.
And it's
droops
funny
on the
because
side.
that's probably the only era of fashion that is looked back upon as jokingly, except the 80s too. There's some 80s stuff that was pretty crazy. But really in the 70s, some of the colors and the styles were like just too much. Just
Really?
yes.
I liked it, man.
Because you're weird.
I know. I know. I used to wear hot pink shorts
Wow.
back in the 80s.
Wow.
They were jams, man. They were shorter in the front and longer in the back.
What?
I had jams.
Jams, what's up?
Yeah.
That's my girl. See, man, right there. I mean, then my
So are jams ladies' shorts?
no jams are dude. And like
just
my,
You say, yeah, they're ladies' shorts. What are you wearing? A ladies' shirt?
hey man, because I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable. And then my two-tone Chuck Taylors that
What's the
folded
purpose
down.
of them being longer in the back?
I have to protect your calves.
Yeah.
What?
Do they have pockets in the
You
back?
gotta go to the back of your
You keep
knees
the
up.
back of your leg clean.
Yeah, man.
You weren't respected if your backs of your kneecaps weren't covered up.
Yeah, it's like, is that to
Gotta keep
gather
it-
the
keep
sweat
it
from the back of your
classy.
kneecap?
You're just
Keep
keeping
it
it classy.
That's right. You know, I went to Catholic school, so I have to. It's all about being presentable.
I don't know if it sounds people. I wouldn't walk out of the house like this. I don't think.
Oh, you would too.
I totally would.
I know you would. Yeah. I don't know who you're trying to fool.
So y'all didn't have jams in New York?
I don't recall those.
What?
They belong
Oh, my
in the
gosh.
back. Yeah,
Y'all missed
I didn't
out.
have any.
Y'all missed out on a
didn't.
great time, man. Excellent freedom.
Yeah.
Wow.
These shorts changed your life.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And what about
They were like one of the only pairs of shorts I ever wore because I don't wear shorts.
How many
man.
friends did you make from wearing these shorts?
everybody was wearing
Everybody had
jams?
them.
What you talking about?
Oh my gosh, we're gonna Google it here. In a
Was there
minute.
a dance for it too?
Yeah, we did like what is it, the WAP and the Cabbage Patch,
Oh yeah, Running Man.
the Running Man, what was the other one, the Smurf?
Yeah,
We did all the
the
dances.
sprinkler.
Yep. All in a jam.
What's a Smurf?
The Smurf is a dance.
Yeah, I know this one.
Okay.
Yeah, we were hip.
I always thought it was like a sex move.
Wow, I
don't
don't
know.
even know what
Oh no,
that
wait,
is.
that's the reverse Smurf.
That just sounds horrible.
Reverse Smurf.
I don't know how it's
Reverse
done. I
Smurf.
just know that
I'm trying
it
to
was made
picture what
up.
The
part of
fact that
that?
there's a sexual move named after Smurfs is
Yes,
like,
frightening.
yeah.
I think
And
we
then
made
to
it
Little
up.
blue.
I think you personally did.
I might have. Yeah, that sounds like something I would say.
Let's do the reverse Smurf. I'm out of here.
Putting on my jams and
Yeah,
reverse
I'm like, do you
Smurfing.
see? I'm respectful. My backs and my knees are covered up. I'm not doing the reverse Smurf. Okay.
Gotta keep them backs to the knees,
Yeah.
man.
Keep it classy there.
Backs to the knees.
The knee pit.
Yeah,
The knee pit.
It is what it is, huh?
more or less. Yeah.
I remember.
The knee
No,
pit.
I'm not. I don't. Fuck! I already started. So. Yeah, I remember being a kid and like putting my hands in my knee pits and being able to like fart
Make a
with
fart?
both legs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and,
remember
like
that.
running kind of in the air. So you can't do that in your jams.
No, you could just flip them back.
Yeah, you can move
Exposed
them up.
Back.
The knee pit.
Yeah.
And then
Too
fart
much
away.
work. Too much work.
Wow.
So
It wasn't like a tight fitted thing.
no, yeah, it wasn't like
cutting
was
off your
it,
circulation or anything.
I don't know. I haven't seen them.
what was it? Is it Kulaks that, or is the tight fit, or is it
It's more of a capri.
capri?
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
I think-
capris.
No,
I know
it's like
capris.
Just
It
a
was
regular
real loose.
Bermuda type short with just a little bit longer in the back.
Yeah,
Oh, wait a minute. I think I know what you're talking about now.
You had a pair.
Shit, I did.
You probably did.
Because I was thinking like they were longer in the front than the back. I was thinking like something that was like
No,
just
it
off.
just- no,
No, yeah, and they were all in those neon fucking
dramatic.
colors.
yes.
And oh fuck.
You totally
Yeah, I
had
had
them.
to-
It's
Yeah,
all
so-
coming back now.
Yeah,
yeah.
And
totally
then your
had them.
Malian sun
God
is
damn it.
Quicksilver.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They were just like,
Yeah,
yeah, they were
well, you
almost just
totally
like
were
the kind of capris, but they only went to like, what, here?
Not
But it
even
was-
that in the front, really. And for those of you listening,
Right, yeah,
he's pointing
pointing-
like to almost his ankle.
No, I'm not. It was right there.
I'm totally kidding. Like his
But yeah,
mid shin.
but when you said they were like big shorts, that's what I remembered. I remember having like these what seemed like long shorts.
Everybody,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody had them. They were awesome.
Yeah, I
man.
remember that.
Make some sexy tan lines.
Yeah, you did.
I was gonna say I just remember in the '80s too. I couldn't go anywhere without my blue jean jacket.
Yes, yes,
Blue jeans.
yes. I remember that. Did yours have some kind of design on the back? I had one that did. It
I had one that
artwork done on
did.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, mine,
These are
Dramatically
jams.
longer.
Are these really
like they
jams?
had
Let me
logos
see.
guess on the buttons.
They're not dramatically long.
That was the only ones that I had.
Yeah, no. See, that's what they,
Let me
when they
see.
were explaining it, it sounded like it was longer, but
I had a whole different thing going in my head.
Yeah.
yeah.
What y'all think?
It's pretty loud.
But the ones, yeah,
They
no, they were
are.
all really
They are,
loud.
yeah.
They're fabulous.
Yeah, I didn't have
But
any of those.
I remember them being longer though.
No,
So
there's
it's
some.
like-
There's
Well,
different.
they're
There's different versions. Of
Okay.
Yeah,
jams,
there's all kinds.
but they're all jams.
Yeah, those were.
And the ones that
They more or less did look like that. Like here's your variation photo of
Oh, let me see this.
Okay.
you got your different looks and lengths here.
Yeah, I remember those. God.
God, look
yeah,
at
but
them.
everybody, man.
What's up with the timer in the bottom?
You got to know what time it is,
The
Milo.
Easy 60? What is that?
I don't know.
It's like
be honest.
1 minute pants.
Because you look so hot, and then that's how long they'd last before somebody ripped them off you.
Hey, yo, that's some truth to that.
Uh
There's a truth to that.
oh. Yeah.
We be jamming.
Oh gosh.
So, if you wore jams, was there some kind of music thing associated with that?
Like Keith Sweat. What else did we listen to back then?
God.
Some
Gosh.
Morrissey, maybe if you liked Morrissey.
Yeah, I did.
You would never catch Morrissey in those birthday bands.
That's why the listeners wore them.
Mm-hmm.
They were just
What else?
pants were like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah. Whatever we was listening to, we would listen to in our jams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They weren't
haven't
really
thought
associated
about
with a
that
certain
in
genre, but
long
yeah.
time.
There's a reason you probably blocked it out.
Yeah, I think so.
Trauma. Many years of therapy.
Traumatized.
I used
yeah.
to like the jams with a pair of Vans that were checkered.
Ah,
You get real
Vans.
crazy
Right,
with it.
yeah, true.
Talk about a loud outfit.
Yeah, did you have a tie on too?
Remember, hey, but talking about crazy stuff. Remember when girls used to wear the leg warmers?
Yeah.
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 Oh my
80s.
god, dude! I love the '80s though.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Everything was just so tight.
Yeah.
But see, back then there really wasn't a separation in music either. Like being a black person, you could listen to Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody thought anything of it.
Yeah.
because
That's
everybody
true.
was listening to Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah. True.
But clothing wise, it's really interesting when we went from the 70s and the bell bottoms to the 80s where everything was tight or tight rolled and, you know.
I mean, the tops of those bell bottoms are tight.
Yes. yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
true,
From,
yeah.
from like your belly button down to just below your
And
right
then just
before your
flared out.
Before your knee pits.
Yeah, right,
That's
before your,
true.
your hamstrings are like.
The evolution of the jams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Then of course in the '90s everything got baggy.
Yeah.
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 To hold your garlic bread. And that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
Need
a
some
garlic
cargo
bread
pants
pocket.
and a
Yeah.
flannel shirt. You're good to go.
What was it? NWA? What? No, that was '80s too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would have. That was a Cali thing though.
Yeah.
They were doing that.
Did you listen to a lot of Cali music when you was up in New York?
Nope.
Wow, man,
Nope.
you missed out on some of the DOC, some good stuff.
Yeah, I
man.
did. I missed out on a lot of that because we
Listen.
just weren't playing it.
That's weird how that is. I mean, because now I mean, like you like they're about to come out with a was that movie?
Oh, yeah.
About the NWA and talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
how how they
Straight
talk about
outta
how
Compton.
and
Yeah.
how influential that is, and like here's a whole nother coast that was like, who the hell are y'all?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
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 The whole
You know,
East Coast, West
we had
Coast.
Tommy
Yeah.
Boy
Yeah.
and we were listening to Kwame and freaking
Well,
what's
see,
the-
here's the difference. If you're in New York, where it's emanating from, you're listening to what you have at home. If you're on another coast, you're listening to what you're given. What else is out? I mean, unless you're creating your own, you're getting it from somewhere else.
Yeah.
We didn't
Right.
have to have West Coast music piped into New York for what? I mean, we really didn't have to at the time.
That's
That's just
true.
how it
Yeah.
was. We were making it.
so like when you got out of New York and came to Oklahoma and was listening to NWA the first time, you're like, oh, this is
I
some
would
good
have
new
listened. I'd heard
stuff.
NWA before then.
Okay.
Yeah, before I got here. But after I left New York was when I started hearing other stuff because I was
Yeah.
in other parts of the country. So, yeah, you're hearing other people's scene. And it was interesting because going over to Japan and being in Okinawa, what was being piped in over there was some of the stuff from everywhere, but it was really whatever was out at that particular time because it was the early 90s, it was 89, 90. So whatever was popular, Bobby Brown and stuff like that, that's what they were sucking up. So
So
plus the
everything
house stuff too. I mean,
Right.
the house was huge over there too. So like I would
a lot of the CDs that I got that I brought back over that have Japanese on them. This is where I got those house CDs from over there.
Okay.
Like 808 State and stuff like that.
808 State, that's the...
Yeah, they were doing that.
That's a good group.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite songs was the Pacific.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Man, have you played it on the radio station?
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah.
People need to hear that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's on the horizon for you? And because the weather's getting better.
I think taking advantage of the circle of creative people that I've met through Cypher 120. I've already, done some radio work with a lot of those artists. A lot of the poets have done stuff for my show.
Oh, very cool.
So doing that.
They have a lot of good artists. Man.
Yeah, a lot of talent. A lot of great talent here in Tulsa. That's, I think, starting to really bubble now and come to the forefront. There's a lot of hip hop here that I did not really, a lot of really good hip hop here that I didn't know that you never hear because it's underground.
Oil House, Verse.
Yes,
all them.
Yes.
Dr. Freeman.
That's. I met all those guys through the Cypher family.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
So how do we because I know that there's other hip hop heads out there, other house heads out there. How do we reach those people who like, oh, I love it, but I just don't know of anything to be going on, or I don't even know that there's people down here like me.
Yeah. That's a tough question.
That is a really tough question.
Because I think first and foremost, those people have to get out and socialize first.
Right.
They have to put themselves out in the community and the environment.
They probably do, and they probably go to Enzo's.
That's true. That's possible. Yeah.
It's like,
true.
Well, this is Tulsa. I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and have a couple of drinks and head back to the house.
And there's a lot of people that just don't know what's out there.
Yeah.
When they think of electronic music or any of this kind of stuff, they think of the top 40 and the dubstep and stuff because that's what's more prominent. That's kind of maybe what they get exposed to. So they don't even know, there's other things out there.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've told people that I like house music, and they're like, "Oh, like dubstep?"
Yeah.
Or like techno.
Yeah.
Techno's what I get all the time.
Yeah, most definitely older people will say techno, and younger people will say dubstep.
Yeah. Because people don't know the definition, and when you say that name, they don't know what that really means.
Right.
They don't know that it's like liquid funk and all these stupid.
I've had people
names
recently too. Like I've been surprised when I tell people like I write house music, that they're like, "Wait, someone has to write it?" And so you have to explain to them like, "Yeah, no, someone's got to write the stuff that these guys are playing." Like, well,
Someone's got to write it.
I just thought they did everything up on the stage themselves. I was like, no. Someone's got. And so one guy, he's like, "So you write the notes?" I was like, "Yeah, I write the notes." It's like, "What about the lyrics?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would be in charge of that too. That was going to be in my song. Yeah, I write the whole song. Right?
You write the songs that make the whole world sing."
Nice one. Oh man.
But like people I see at DJ shows and stuff all the time have been saying that to me lately, and it's like it blows my mind.
That's crazy.
Definitely a lot of lack of knowledge out there and exposure to this music and whatnot.
Even though it's global, which is crazy.
Yeah.
We could go to other countries and say house, they don't know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But now I think this is because of our location.
Some of
I
it,
think
right?
it's a lot
Yeah.
because of our location.
Yeah.
Because like if we take it to, take it to Denver just to keep it from New York or Chicago, they know what house is.
Yeah.
Right.
I've made
a lot more people will, but still, I think our country in general, the exposure is not as much as obviously other countries, but especially living
and
in
the perception of it will be different.
Right,
Yeah.
the perception is
Across the
definitely
country.
different.
Like you say the name, and then people will have what they think it is.
and then being in Tulsa makes it worse.
As some of the rural people, they'd be like, "Oh, it's that rave music and all the drugs and stuff."
Exactly.
And then you go out to
actually a lot of rural people do know house music around here.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've met a lot of them. It's like, man, you guys keep up with it better than a lot of city kids. Like,
Interesting.
That's
internet, though. I think that's all it is, you know. But I've made friends in Tulsa that are into techno and house and stuff because we have mutual friends in Ukraine. They're like, hey, don't you know this guy? You live in the same city. And you're like, no. Where am I going to see him? Like,
That's too funny.
Quick trip.
Quick trip. Wow.
Getting gas. Hey, man, you like house?
Yeah. That's what we do our next house party, a quick trip. We can work that out. We'll conquer the world.
There you go.
No
smoking. Yeah. No smoking allowed. But.
No smoking gig.
You got any more garlic bed stories? Or
Oh man, you want dream stories? Y'all need to have another podcast, and I can definitely give y'all some dream.
Oddly enough, I did have a dream last night that I had plastic surgery, and I woke up as an Oriental woman.
You may have it beat. You may have the garlic story beat.
I didn't want to go there earlier, but
Now you feel comfortable.
it's a true story.
Did you
last
start
night,
talking with an accent?
Asian woman.
I just remember looking in the mirror and thinking, "Wow, I think this was botched a little bit. I don't look like I'm supposed to."
Oh, I look so good today.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right, that has the garlic.
It didn't go much further than that, but
take the heat off of me. You can have
You're welcome.
You can have it.
You know, some dreams just aren't meant to come true.
I know.
I feel like both of these don't need to happen.
Right? Let's hope that, they don't.
Be sad times, sad times.
Yeah.
Great house DJ lost by garlic bread shooting.
That's a great headline. That's like the Power Rangers guy killing his roommate.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the samurai
Yeah,
sword.
yeah.
That's just crazy.
Wow.
That guy. Just,
You can't make it up. Like
No.
he was on the samurai edition
like-
of Power Rangers too.
yeah, you just
Yeah.
hope that you see onion on the top of that headline.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of
What was,
the
like,
time.
what was the other thing? Screech and killing
Screech
somebody
kills
or whatever
one,
it
yeah.
was.
Screech
Yeah.
didn't kill anyone.
Well,
He got in trouble with something.
he knifed somebody in a bar, and I think the guy died, didn't he?
What?
I don't know
They
if he
just had a
died. He
reunion
did knife
show of
somebody
them.
and died.
Without Screech.
Oh, was he
Without
not on there? 'Cause
Screech,
I
yeah.
didn't even see it, so I was
Because
just
he's in
talking shit.
Yeah.
Did he
He's in
really?
a cell.
I think the guy that he knifed died. I'm pretty sure. It might have
Wow.
happened.
Screech live.
I mean, I'm not
teleprompter.
really shocked
Yeah.
by that because he was a little weird.
But it is kind of one of those things you're like, it's got to be onion. It's not onion?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Screech and a knife fight.
Well, what is that? The National Report is a terrible name for a satire site.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
seems so real, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you need.
What's
Was
the
it
Onion's new one?
Snoops or was that
Clickle?
website? That you go- Snopes.
Snopes.
Yeah.
Man, I'm like, I have
Yeah.
the Snopes stuff all the time, dude. I'm like, this
Yeah.
sounds, especially when they start talking about like Michelle Bachmann and the stuff that she might say. I'm like, did she really say that?
She's dumb enough to say it.
Yeah.
But did she really say it?
Because they hit it, they do it so well. And
Yeah.
it's just like right in that what they was. It's so believable.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Do you guys read Wonderground?
No, I've heard about it.
I've
but
heard
no.
about it. Yeah, I haven't read it.
Some of them are pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just a bunch of satire for electronic.
I think I read one article from there. I'm trying to think of what it was, and it did like after like I didn't know about what it. I didn't know that it was a satire website,
Right.
And I was starting to read it, and it just started reading real funny to me.
Yeah.
Oh, one was I did see one. The Dalai Lama was going to do a set somewhere. He's going to do a deep house set somewhere. I was like,
Well, hey, yo,
I shared it. I was like, joking, I got to get to this. I got to be there.
I mean, I'm glad that the genre he chose was deep house, though.
Well, of course, it makes
Right,
sense.
yeah, that does make sense.
He's the enlightened one.
Yes.
But then you do have real articles like Justin Bieber getting into house music and stuff like that. And you're just like, okay,
Oh,
Is
wait,
it
this
really?
shit really
Have
happening?
you seen
Like,
his deep house stuff?
haven't been able
I
to-
don't know. I assume it's true, but
Snoop
he
Dogg's
did
making
some
house music?
Instagram stuff where it's Justin Bieber deep house.
Wow.
It's supposed to be true. I haven't
Yeah.
So
been
it's
able to bring
him
myself to
and
listen
him
to it,
mixing?
but
He was
Or
posting
somebody-
on his own Instagram. I don't think he's mixing. I think he's got vocal parts in it.
Oh, so he has like Phantom Writers. Oh, I'm just gonna put
I'm
my
sure
name
he
on.
does.
Yeah.
I hope it's good.
Well, if the right remixer does it, it could be good.
Yeah, because I need to figure out a way to get these youngins into house
Yeah,
music.
well, I
That's
just want more
true.
Justin Bieber in my life. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's not.
God.
He's not around enough.
I know, right?
He's a lunatic.
You think so?
God, that
Is he?
kid is crazy.
I'm like, how do you know this?
I'm like, I have a,
Justin
I have a,
to the moon.
I have
But
a niece, and I don't know this.
We Justins know each other. I mean,
Yeah, you're also
Oh.
a lunatic.
yes, I am.
There's that.
But no, I knew. I didn't think about it that way. Actually, if he's doing that, it would actually get a whole different, generation
I
into
need
that
those
style of
millions.
music.
Yeah.
House
Oh.
believers.
Deep house believers. Yeah.
But then they're gonna fucking start asking for requests. Can you get that Justin Bieber's house remix? Damn it, it's that double-edged sword.
Yeah, it is.
That's true.
It is. And I think nowadays we aren't in the time when it was a big thing to have a big artist do a house remix. Like when you get Frankie Knuckles to do Michael Jackson and do Luther Vandross and do Madonna and play it on the radio and get it played. It was legitimately done at a record label and it was officially done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now that doesn't happen.
What's her name? That's married to Nick Cannon. What's her name?
Mariah Carey?
America, yeah.
Best. I think she should have just did house music and bumped the rest, man. Because she like all the house remixes that she's ever done is just banging.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Madonna even, when she started doing that stuff with Junior Vasquez, she did it right. And some of those tracks was hot.
Well, people forget, when she started with Jelly Bean. So,
Right.
like before she became Madonna, her and Jelly Bean were putting out the Everybody songs, and those songs were dance songs.
Yeah.
They were already there.
And Jelly
So-
Bean Benitez is still doing his thing
Yeah.
up there. I think he got like Marlon D started. He's got a lot of cats started up there, and he's. I think I went up there and saw him at a Union Square party that they were doing. Pretty cool guy.
Yeah. But I think that art is missing from record labels now because it used to be official because Frankie was signed to a record label and doing those remixes.
Yeah.
So
Osalade was with Sony.
was he?
Yeah, I think so. He was established producer before he, became big in the house industry. That's why his sound was always good. So those times over. Because now it looks like record labels are after a quick dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And let's get that formula and just keep pushing it out. And if it doesn't work with this person, let's just rework it with somebody else.
Yeah. And you could definitely see like the aggression of that system, from like, the 80s, 90s, 2000s, even to now, with just like the decline of I'm done.
Hey, talk about that.
Oh, I know when we hit some financial slumps and everything like that. It was they looking back and going, okay, we have to figure this out, do it a different way, and it was more of like, okay, get them in and out,
Right.
and heavier rotation like that too. When you used to sign like 3-4 record deal to when you might just sign one and hope that they can get a good song or two out of you and throw you back, and if you're lucky enough, you do well enough, maybe you get another one.
And the first people to get cut is going to be, okay, if we got a budget for the remix budget or the dance budget, that's getting cut. The urban budget's getting cut. So, it's...
Why wouldn't Urban seem like Urban would be the moneymaker right now?
The quick fix urban is the hip hop and pop.
Yeah.
But in general, not so much.
So did you
Not a
ever,
return on the investment.
So did you ever scratch?
Yeah.
Talking about hip hop. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. I never really got into, because I didn't play enough hip hop regularly to become a hip hop DJ. It was always an element of DJing that particular style of music that I might use. But I was playing mostly reggae and funk and soul and house. So,
I don't know.
yeah.
I never went because I've never like today. I've never really heard you scratch or even really talk about scratching.
Yeah.
And like, have y'all seen heard that Simon Cowell's supposed to have like a DJ?
I've heard about this.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did.
Like a competition?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard
So
something
I'm
about
like,
that.
how is that going to work, man? That just seems so boring.
That's gonna suck because it doesn't help the DJ profession because you're gonna have the market flooded even more with a bunch of people that want to be on that show and this.
Right.
That's why. I
What's
hate,
the purpose? What's the end game of why you pick someone? To
Right.
Be, what happens then?
It's
And it's-
money in his pocket.
Yeah.
It's the end game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't
And it's
care.
just going to be like 99% controllers and 1% vinyl. Is anybody going to be using vinyl? Like, what's up?
Yeah.
What was the show on that VH1 had
that Kid Capri was one of the judges. That was a good show, actually. And they only had like
Danny Phillips wasn't he on there? DJP?
Yeah, he was on there one year. He won 1 year.
Yeah.
I forget the name of it. I remember the show,
Yeah.
but I don't remember the name of it.
It was a good concept. I think they only did like 2 or 3 seasons, like 3 seasons maybe. But they actually had real DJs as judges, and the people in the competition were actual DJs. They either worked at the radio and did mix shows, or they were in clubs already and they were already DJs. They weren't like just random people.
Yeah,
it was people that were established already. So yeah.
Man, the worst thing that could ever happen to the industry was MP3s. Even though I love him, but it's like everyone can now be a DJ, or everyone thinks they can now be a DJ.
Yeah. Well, the technology in and of itself.
Right.
Right.
But like, you know, the vinyl and the actual turntables was that deterrent from.
Yeah,
just
because it's expensive. It's an
Yeah.
expensive hobby. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, when one song used to be like $10 versus 99 cents, or was it $2 or $1.99?
Well, that and you had to spend a lot of time on the decks to, build up, that understanding. And I'm really done. I don't know. It's just my word to God. But that muscle memory and just how to do it. I mean, it's not something that you could just get a controller and do. You really had to put some effort and time behind those decks before you went out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely an art to it, and learning music. Deciding the type of music you're going to play and how you're going to play it. Right. And then getting to the point where if you're going to play in front of people, how that works.
Yeah.
How do you work a crowd, move a crowd, all of that is the science of DJing that, people forget. Like, you didn't think about those things.
And dealing with the song that you thought you had, that you didn't bring.
No.
Yeah.
What are you going to play now? Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But now, like we even talked about before, it's now you've got the market flooded with, people, doing the job of DJs or trying to be DJs or being DJs. But like still the people who do know the basics, who do know the foundation, who do know how to channel themselves into it, stand out still.
Yeah. Always.
So
always.
Yeah.
And what's funny about that is I think the general audience who may be present when somebody like that plays, they don't know why they're enjoying themselves as much as they are. Because they have no clue. They don't connect it. They know he's a DJ. They don't know why he's doing what he's doing and how he's doing what he's doing and why you feel the way you do because he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's what's missing.
And what's also missing out of that is them going, that guy's really good. What's his name? I'm coming back next time he plays. They don't do that. They just go, that was a great night.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah.
There's just there's no following. It's again, like we've talked about on the podcast many times, is it's still interesting to see like here in Tulsa, like bands play or Oil House will do something. People will come because it's fucking them.
Yeah.
You get a DJ out there and they're just like, oh, whatever.
Next time y'all put my name on a flyer, say Jossie Sanders, 3 million likes. And watch how many people show up.
Play to the psychology.
Yeah.
Play to the psychology. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah. This guy must be really good.
Do you guys have, I know like being in a band, when I finish playing for a band, like tons of people will come up and want to chat. Do you guys
All
have
the
that
time.
after DJing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have that, and unfortunately during. That's the part that I really hate because and the
not
whole
doing
dichotomy of being in radio and people knowing that and wanting to talk to me in that realm when I'm not in the radio realm, but I'm in the DJ realm. It's like, okay, I'm not really doing the radio thing now, and you're trying to talk to me while I'm doing this art now, and it's like it doesn't work. So I face that quite a bit. But yeah, I know what you get at the end wanting to talk to you and stuff. Yeah.
It's mostly y'all guys. I mean, y'all two.
Yeah, it's mostly just me and Justin. Hey man, what's going on? Hey.
You don't get the drunk girl that's about to spill something on your turntables or
Oh
anything?
man, dude. I'll drunk
Or
girls.
after you turn the music off, play one more song?
I want to just smush them. Or what's it called?
Oh yeah, that picture. That's
was
the greatest
that?
picture ever.
What was Kylie punching an old lady in the head for not
Oh, in the
moving her hand in the booth?
Oh yeah.
She hadn't even started yet. It's some old drunk lady, or she
Hey,
just
man.
like punched her right in the forehead.
Going back to that picture though, it's a classic picture. But did you ever notice the speakers he's playing out of. They're like these little bitty things. And I'm like, how is he doing a show with these little bitty speakers?
It's about the love, man.
I was like, damn.
Those speakers were Bose, man.
Could have been.
Say no more.
Yeah, true, right? Yeah. Oh, man.
I don't know if I know this photo.
Oh, you've probably
never
seen it.
Great
You've probably
photo.
seen it. Yeah.
Well, we'll find it after the podcast.
Yeah, man. This chick that's why I love to do that.
Yeah.
Face.
I mean,
You just see him. He's just doing this thing.
Stiff
It's just
arming her in
like
the
this.
face.
Yeah.
see, dudes like, I mean, and not to pick on women at all about it. It just seems like women just seem to go up and get in there. And dudes will at least wait.
Yeah, they do. I notice a difference. I notice a difference in the approach from males to females. It always, but oftentimes I think if women have had enough alcohol, they don't have to be drunk. The inhibitions are just gone.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm just gonna come up and talk to you. I want something to play on.
Yeah.
So I would do that.
Well,
Yeah.
I will play your record.
You would start taking requests then.
You say you want some Justin Bieber? I got it.
I'll find it for you.
The garlic remix.
Yeah. Well, I wish I could do what's his name right now? What is his name that everyone be doing impersonations of? Yeah. Come on, dude. You know.
Yeah.
She knows what I'm talking
That's
about.
what, Little
I do.
John?
Give me a
Oh,
minute.
Lil Jon.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Little John's.
No, he's an old white dude that everyone loves.
And he says, yeah.
He said him like that.
I'm thinking it'll come to me.
See, she's my go-to.
Right?
Yeah.
She always knows. She
Every time
always
you
knows.
can't think of something, she can't think of it for a little while, and then she gets it.
Yeah, that's how we operate here.
Old guy
He
that
plants
says
the seed.
yeah.
I gotta water it. It'll get there.
Yeah, it's like you know, you go on YouTube, Asian girls doing this dude's impressions. He was in Remote Control. Or
He was a remote control.
no. He was in.
He was.
He was in Control. He was the guy that gave Adam Sandler the remote control and Control
Oh, and Click.
and Click.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Is Back to the Future?
Yeah. No.
No, it's oh my gosh,
God.
no, it's on the tip of my tongue. Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
See?
Yeah.
There it is.
There we go.
He says, yeah.
He does. He says something like that, or I can't even do
remember
it.
saying
I'm
yeah.
not
Yeah.
sure, but we can Google that as well.
Right, yeah. Add that to the list.
Christopher.
Just
Christopher
picturing him
Walken.
Christopher
dancing now.
Walken.
Yeah. All right.
He can dance though.
Yeah,
you can.
I think he writes in a lot of his movies where he has a dance scene, so he can dance.
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like?
Well, he needed to do something because he always played like really scary people in movies. So it was like one of those like I'd be afraid. Like if I walked down like a dark alley and he was there, I'd probably just piss myself. You know, God, he's scary.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, you couldn't say anything. That just ruins it. But like,
Wasn't he
what
in
are
that
you
crazy
doing
movie with
here?
Brendan Fraser where they lived underground with Sissy Spacek? Wasn't he the dad?
wow, no, I don't remember that one.
Huh?
When they lived in the underground like bomb shelter and
Is this a TV show?
no, it's a movie and he was the dad and it was I think Sissy Spacek was the mom and it was they'd send the kid up to go get supplies because they ran out. I don't know. Seriously, you guys.
It's kinda
wow.
sad.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
Wow.
I can't think of it.
Is it that movie where they dropped a nuke on like Kansas and stuff?
No, they just live in the bomb shelter and they haven't told their son that. It was Brendan Fraser. Why are someone getting this?
Weird.
Good grief.
So where were some of your favorite places to DJ?
I am not making this up. This is a real thing. I'm not joking. Looking it up. For all you listeners, you'll know soon.
Well, I'm sure that somebody listening has already come up with it.
Yeah,
Probably.
I already know.
I wish
Wait,
we
wait,
had
wait.
a caller line.
Right.
Well, I mean that's in the future though.
We don't even do a live show.
Yeah. If my phone rings right now, I'm gonna be really freaked out.
It's Christopher Walken.
Hey, I
Not
you
the
guys are
movie.
talking about
Is,
it.
that's what you're trying to think of. No, but did you ever see the movie Suicide Kings?
I think
Why
I
does that sound
have.
familiar?
Yeah,
It
I've
was
seen
these
it.
rich kids that needed money, so they kidnap a mob boss, and it's Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, as soon as that happens, you're like,
Yes.
you're fucked. You screwed up. Like, I don't know what you're thinking.
It's Blast from the Past.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay. I don't think I've seen
Yeah.
that.
No.
Wow. Put it on your Amazon playlist because
Okay.
it's a must see.
Must see.
Blast from the past.
So much research to do when I get home tonight.
I know, right?
There's always so many assignments after these podcasts.
Juke. And I never actually get any of it done. Like,
To be honest, I don't ever.
You will Google Juke though, because it's amazing.
I'm gonna try.
Because you'd be like, really? These people think this is something?
Hey. Well, somebody thinks crumping is something you don't.
Yeah.
Oh man! But see, if you got a good crumper,
Some
it
people think
can work.
some people think popping popcorn something.
Now, hey,
It's about to
Hey.
get real now.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm getting in fights tonight.
I know, he's starting shit
Just
right
got
and left.
uninvited to the pop off.
You're going to regret that move, I think.
Are we gonna have to get Popov vodka?
Yeah, that's a yeah.
Okay.
Where were you an hour and a half ago?
Yeah,
I didn't catch that. I
That
just
joke already happened.
when he said that, I was thinking of like that really bad vodka, and I was like, oh,
Yep.
great.
what?
That Popov vodka.
It's in a plastic bottle. It's actually the first thing I ever got drunk drinking.
Wow.
Ooh, it was rough.
Yeah, real cheap.
So that's
Russian
why you have
vodka.
the negative association to it.
I do,
Right,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
The
Very
first
negative,
drunk.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Ooh, do you think they have popcorn flavored vodka?
They probably do, and that's sad.
crazy.
I bet
That's
they
sad.
do.
They probably do.
I know
I'm
it
sure they do.
exists.
Have you had it?
No.
And it's
That
probably
one-
caramel corn.
Oh my gosh.
That's
yeah.
why it's probably horrible.
Probably is.
But yeah, no. Before they got into all the crazy flavors, popcorn vodka was a thing.
Really?
Yeah, before you even got into all this. Now you've got like wedding cake, grass vodka. You
That's
have
the
like
grossest
kinda
thing
shitty.
ever.
Wait,
too.
grass
The
vodka?
bison
like
grass.
weed vodka?
it's bison grass.
It's
Oh,
the
what
most
the hell
is bison
disgusting
grass?
Of course.
flavor
Yeah.
you could ever
Of course.
imagine.
like grass, like you go out and like
Well, okay.
mow the yard and just
Yeah.
eat it.
I didn't.
More or
Yeah.
less.
Yeah, it's the stuff you put your garlic bread on.
You know, I never tried it, but somebody broke a bottle near me, and it just smelled like somebody cut their yard. It was.
No,
Wow.
it tastes like a bison ate the grass, then shit it into that bottle,
It's pretty nasty.
and then you drank it.
It smelled
Oh
like
my
freshly
God.
That's
cut grass.
pretty gross.
Like,
It's
my
that gross.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And they serve this.
I don't know.
yeah,
they definitely sell
serve
it. You
Wow.
can
They
get
make
some
craft
bison grass.
cocktails with it. It's disgusting.
Oh, see, man, that's that artsy fartsy. Like rich people.
Yeah,
be thinking,
nobody-
I guess.
Even
I
Because they like
guess.
choke down your expensive drink just to fit in.
I know, with your what?
Or the morning meeting at the vodka company, you're like, okay, we're coming up with new
Yeah,
flavors.
it's like
Everybody throw something in the hat.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, bison
Right.
grass. I'll never make that.
Yeah.
Buy bison
They
grass.
did, yeah.
Next day.
It's their joke on us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Those poor souls.
Didn't know it was gonna sell this well. What are we
So
gonna
in
come-
terms of flavored vodka, what's everybody's favorite flavored vodka? What's the best one that you've ever tried that you can say?
Vodka flavored vodka.
No, you have to choose a
Okay.
flavor.
Okay, I have a flavor to be honest.
Because I have one too.
And
Shoot.
mine's the Coca-Cola flavored one or the Coke
I've never-
flavored one.
There's a
Soda
Coke
flavored.
flavored
Never-
vodka.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Why not
Weird.
just get Coke and vodka?
Why the-
Yeah.
That seems weird to do.
But I
They
didn't
want
think.
to make it easier for
Well,
you.
But I don't
Next-
think Coke and vodka goes together.
It doesn't really, but it doesn't taste like vodka.
I don't mind
mean,
it.
it's
That's
just-
fine to me.
I've had it
I mean, I could
before,
see like a
but-
Coke flavored whiskey or something. That makes sense, but
Yeah.
Sprite, like clear.
Right,
Works
yeah.
even works with the beverages. You know, Sprite and vodka.
Sprite flavored vodka.
Maybe some Red Bull
Yeah.
flavored vodka.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty hot.
So I got
Oh,
ginger. If you've ever had ginger vodka, it's
That's
I
good.
love it.
That sounds pretty
That
good.
does sound
It's
good.
very good.
Little spice to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is whipped a flavor?
Whipped cream.
Yeah.
Whipped
yeah.
vodka with like Kool-Aid makes everything taste like Starburst.
Yeah, I've had that.
That
That's
sounds
good.
good.
Yeah, the ginger vodka I'm hooked on. I like that a lot.
Ginger vodka is pretty good though.
I don't remember ever drinking a flavored vodka, but that doesn't mean I didn't.
I'm sure you
I
have.
I just
always-
don't remember.
I always liked
Yeah,
the
I just-
flavored vodkas with Jello shots. Because
Ah.
you can get a flavored Jello, flavored vodka,
that makes
mix
sense.
them up, try
Yeah.
different things.
yeah.
The next thing you know, you're drunk as shit.
Right,
And you
yeah.
don't
Yes.
even remember
Yes.
how you got
How?
there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
True.
Like, wow, this just tastes like Jello.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Jello.
I know, right?
Jello shots never end in a good story.
No.
No.
No, it never ends well.
Well, actually,
it always has stories that begin with, well, from what I remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Man, alcohol is bad for you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
Everything in moderation. How about
Absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
trap in moderation.
that? Trap.
They didn't do that at the rodeo. It was really baffling to.
Was
It's
it?
even baffling that you went to the rodeo, but
Well, I got free tickets,
well,
and then
Everyone should
I got
experience a
there,
rodeo
and I
once.
got
Well,
a free
once.
cowboy hat. It
Did
was-
you?
Yeah, the guy who gave me free tickets. I ran into him, and he's like, "You want a cowboy hat?"
well,
Is that how
hell
he
yes,
talked to
why
you?
would you
Sure.
not?
Yeah, he's always like, "Yep."
So I bet you we go to the next. Remember when was it the Caravan used to be a country club?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they play trap music there now.
Right.
What is
Do they
it?
really?
So
What is
even
it?
I think it's a mixed club now.
Is it?
Is it?
And so maybe the new sound of the rodeo in country music is trap.
Well, I even remember like 10, 20 years ago, even I'd have friends that'd be into like Garth Brooks and then like they'd drop some DMX or something. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, you're right. My cousin does that shit where he listens to like these banging rap beats in his headphones all day, and you can hear him from 50 feet away.
Yeah.
and then it's like country, and I'm just confused by it. All
Yeah.
the time.
But you know they've mixed hip hop and country before. I mean, there's certain artists that have tackled that. I know Nelly did, and somebody else did.
Right.
Well, they
Like
do the
they actually
same.
recorded with a country artist.
We
They
did
do the
listen to
same
one of theirs
dances. They do the
recently. Yeah, yeah.
electric slide for both hip hop and for
Right.
country music.
Yeah.
What
So
was
why
the one
not?
we listened to recently that was
that was like Avicii.
Oh, that
or
was
something.
Avicii
No,
trying to break
there was
into the
another
country
one.
scene.
before that was actually that wasn't that Nelly and
You said it was BG, like
What?
BG.
Avicii.
we listened to
Oh,
two of
okay.
them.
I
I don't remember the other
I
one.
haven't listened to Nelly in a long time.
I know they be doing
I don't believe
some.
you.
What's ironic about all that is technically we could probably say that Rapping Duke was the first country rap.
Oh yeah.
Da da.
Right.
That one, like that was actually like a country song. That was a rap done to country. I guess I don't know.
I don't know. I remember the song. I remember we used to sing it all the time.
Yeah.
I never knew it was a country song.
Well, I mean, it was his take on the character being John Wayne.
Okay.
Like if John Wayne rapped, that would be.
I never put the.
Yeah.
John Wayne didn't exist until like later for me, man. I didn't even know who that dude was.
But it's weird to have seen, like, even throughout time, like, rap and country have crossed paths many times. It's kind of strange, though. You would never want to put those two together.
Well, people would have thought you wouldn't have put rock and rap together, but
I'm so glad
True.
it's over.
Yeah.
it's not over.
No.
It is for me.
You said it is for me.
That was
I have. So, what was your favorite? What bands do you wish made a comeback? Like, I wish Third Base would have a comeback.
That'd be cool.
Make a comeback. That's interesting.
I like their music videos.
Third Base,
Yeah, they're really goofy.
I'd have to say Tribe.
Tribe,
Yeah, I
Oh,
really
yeah.
would. Or I would say Tribe. I would say Diggable Planets.
Diggable Planet. Oh, I thought Diggable Planets is coming back. I thought.
I don't think so.
Really?
I think members of the group have split off and done their own thing. But
Oh, what's his name is in some trouble though. The not the Wyclef, the other dude.
Fugees, that you said Wyclef.
Oh shit.
The Fugees. you
So
know.
Diggable. Wait a minute. I sound like I'm a noob. I knew. I didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah, too much bread.
Too much bread. No.
And all guys with dreadlocks look alike. So you know.
Well, no, not Wyclef Jean. You know I am. That's my line. That's my line.
Did you say white man can't jump?
Yes.
No,
Oh,
I did not say that.
he said yes, didn't?
No, I thought you said, "Did you see White Men Can't
Oh, I
Jump?"
thought he said, did he say it? You're like, yes, he's saying no, like, what the hell's happening? Okay, so finally you've seen one movie I know.
Yeah, that was good. That's a good movie.
yeah.
Welcome to the party.
I'm just getting here.
This might be one of those podcasts where we just kind of take her out at the end.
Well, now we can.
Yeah, I know,
The new
right?
equipment.
Yeah.
That is so
We got the
rude.
Melanie mute button over here.
I have actually been muted this whole time, except in my own head.
Yeah. We just gave you a different mix. It sounds like you're doing something.
Oh, perfect.
So,
So, go ahead.
go ahead. Did you watch the Grammys?
No, I did not. I'm always at work during the Grammys. I never see the Grammys.
We ain't missing nothing. But
Wait,
Right.
did they just happen?
Yeah,
Last
last
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
I-
What-
Last
so
night.
was Sia performing on that?
I don't know. I just
I think
saw him on
so.
YouTube feeds that Kanye almost did it again.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did.
What an asshole.
What did he do?
He did what he did to Taylor Swift. He did the back, but he didn't say anything. He walked up there and then turned around and came back like he was gonna say something, but he,
What a dick.
I know.
He's Jesus.
he's Jesus.
He's Jesus.
He's Jesus.
I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I mean, I can separate. I can separate his antics from the music of his
Well,
that I
that's
like.
true.
Right, yeah.
Because I know he's an asshole, but still, I mean, he's a creative asshole, and a
I
lot
hope
of
you have a
people
job
that are
tomorrow.
creative like that.
Absolutely.
Huh?
I hope you have a job tomorrow. 'Cause
Why?
Kanye hear this. He's gonna make it his
Whatever.
new job.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They'd get us some.
He's gonna put you on
publicity.
blast.
Yeah, that's
He's gonna
true.
put you on
Probably all have a lot
blast.
more listeners. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that Aaron Bernard.
Yeah.
That Aaron.
Aaron. Aaron.
You know, Kardashian. What's her name? Kim. Man, she's a beautiful queen. I'm like,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah.
what was he gonna say?
And she was
He was
standing
gonna- he
next
was-
to him in the interview, just like smiling
Yeah.
like a dipshit. Like she didn't do anything.
It was the same thing as with Taylor Swift. He was gonna say that Beyonce should have won the Best Album award.
yeah.
If I was Jay-Z, I'm like, get off my chick's dick, yo.
No kidding.
I'm handling this at home. We just had a kid.
Why are you all up on bees nuts?
Bees nuts.
Yeah, Beyonce, man.
That was good.
Thanks.
Beezus.
He's
That was really good.
nuts.
Because he's Beezus.
Apparently.
Wow.
Like when I saw just a silent video of them two looking, I was like,
Yeah.
why are they oogling? Is he like
Yeah.
God or something? And then I decided to go and research more, and I saw the whole thing. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker at it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to see Sia perform because I hear that she won't face the audience.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't know if she's just like trying to not be super known or something.
Who
But
does she think she is? Miles Davis?
I don't know.
Right, yeah.
Nice.
But Miles Davis was ugly.
What was that got to do with it? He's still performing. It's like I don't
know
think he
what
thought
it
he was
looks like.
ugly.
But there's always been performers throughout the years who did not want to face the crowd just because it helped them with their stage fright. Like they did not want to
Right,
see it.
there's
you
always
know?
that, too.
Uh,
yeah.
I think she did perform though, if I remember hearing that correctly this morning.
I've had that
But-
stupid chandelier song in my head all
Oh,
day.
that's her.
That was, yeah, she wrote that.
Ella, is that one, right? No, that's
No. That's I want to swing from the chandeliers with the crazy little girl dancing in the video.
Oh, yeah, I hate that song too. I know what song you're talking about. It's a
just,
wicked
like,
video.
so
There's a
good
lot of
that
songs,
it's
really.
stuck in your head too much.
It's a wicked video though. I did like the video, but I'm like the song is just. I just
She has some weird like
Chandelier.
formula of writing that
Yeah.
stuff too. I guess one of the guys I write house music with has been all about her lately,
Right.
Really?
so I get to hear about it. And he was saying she'll like write a track and then like put it in a vocal line without writing any words, and then go back later to put the words to it. But she's been writing music for big names for a long time now. As well.
Yeah.
huh.
She has
Interesting.
a lot of people.
So, a question for you: and when you write house music, do you have a preference? If you have a song with lyrics, do you have a preference of male or female vocals?
Uh-oh.
We're getting into the
Well-
lyric debate now.
Yeah, I don't end up writing things with vocals.
Okay.
Generally, but if there were going to be vocals, I don't think I necessarily have a preference. It really just depends on what the elements of the song are and
Yeah.
how we can utilize the vocals in the best way. I like really odd processed vocals too, though. Make it sound a little inhuman at times.
So it's like death metal
cool.
vocals.
I love death metal vocals.
Yes.
Actually, I just wouldn't put them in a house track. But yeah, like especially when it gets into like the stoner metal and doomcore stuff, I really like that.
There'd be some positive
Black
uplifting.
metal, just, yeah, let's scream about Satan.
No, you gotta be. We're gonna do good.
And, yeah, no, I will. And I grew up in the church. So that was the metal I was listening to. There's a lot of it out there.
That's too funny. Like the voices doesn't match the content of the lyrics.
Right, yeah. It is pretty funny. But do you have a preference on male or female vocals?
I think I'm particular about, since I've heard certain female vocalists in house music that really stick to my ribs, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really particular about who they are and how they sound. And I think I like real good singers to be the female vocalists on house songs, like to have the ability to sing well. And with guys, I think it's the same thing, kind of, because I guess I'm of the Kenny Bobian kind of school of singing. Like if the guy out of the church that can really blow, that has soul in their voice, that really touches me. Those kind of cats, I think. But like La India is one of my favorite female vocalists. So you don't like
Victor Duplex, or how you say his name?
Victor Duplex, yeah, he's cool, but he's laid back.
I know,
he's a laid back cat. I think even Kim, I've heard some Kim remixes, the house remixes that were really done well, and I think he does well with his remixes.
See, I like the vocals to be, I like it when it's just like a dude talking or something like that. And my favorite vocal elements are going to be things like,
yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where it's no words. I don't want it to have to say something necessarily.
So you like Reggie Watts?
I do like Reggie Watts, yeah.
Yeah. I think when like Mr. V tracks, there's certain Mr. V tracks where you're just talking about the process of house music and how that stuff I love.
Yeah.
Because it speaks to those that know what he's talking about. I mean, you understand what he's speaking about.
Yeah, you got to put some oil in that pan. Then you pour those cornels in that pan.
Here we go.
You turn on that flame and you shake that pot. Yeah, that's what's up.
Are you gonna put some popcorn samples in your next track?
Yeah, of course. It's gonna be. I'm gonna do first Aroma House.
Aroma House.
House.
Wow.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah.
You heard it first here.
No, you smelled it first.
Smelled it first here.
Can you smell what Jassie's cooking?
That's what's up, man. We gotta house those senses.
Okay. It's gonna be interesting.
So you're back at the first shop next Monday night then?
Yes.
Okay.
16th.
Which this will actually come out in 2 weeks, so it'll have already passed.
Well, then
it'll be the past.
He said 2 weeks.
Well,
Let's figure it out.
We were off for
16th.
about 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this
So
coming
this
Monday.
coming
a week from
Monday.
today.
Yeah.
So
What do I know?
in relation to this podcast tomorrow?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, no, because we have. We just released the Ash episode, and then Kudos is next week, so it'll be the week after.
So this past Monday,
This past Monday, you missed a good night.
man, it was wicked.
Exactly.
Don't miss this Monday. Yeah.
We got to get these back on track where we're doing what we're
Well, no, we
saying.
went to get a. We wanted to do
I
that
know.
to get
I'm
ahead,
just giving you a
so-
hard time. Justin, take it easy.
I'm still on Aroma House. I think it's great. You
I
can
love
have
that too.
those lines coming out, and you can have scratch and sniff records.
Hey, he's
yeah.
on it.
I
That's
like
the
that.
marketing man right there. He's on it.
That'd be awesome though. You pumping in like
Aroma
here's-
house parties where you have, scented candles that smell like popcorn.
Oh, don't even have to smell. Man, fuck that, man. I'll get a sponsorship from Bath and Body Works,
Uh-oh.
and that house, that place would be smelling freaking peach panini from the time we walk in until the time we leave.
But I think the smell should change as the DJs do.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, for house and all the stuff is the good fragrances, and then we bring in that other crap. We just know.
There's dubstep, there's some
Sewage.
black licorice smell.
I think you should have like little codes so people can download a couple tracks on each bottle they buy, and each scent is a different
there
type
you
of
go.
a different song. You know,
That's what.
Hey.
That's that you put in when you're spraying it, and it sprays like when you're spraying it on you.
sprays the song on you.
Yeah.
My notes are flying at you. What's wrong with us?
You spray it down, it starts playing the song.
That's what's up,
But it
man.
should-
You get a little snippet.
Yeah.
Straight there.
When you need to lay off the drugs.
I love this song. You gotta quit spraying the shit.
We're all dying in here.
Can't smell anything anymore. Oh man. All right, I think on that note, let's call it.
The DJ spray.
That's what's up, man.
Oh,
Wow, you should really start marketing this, and you should start doing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Patent it before 2 weeks comes out.
Right.
Whatever the hell
Got to
it
get
is.
on that.
Yeah.
Real quick though, well, since we have you here, I know I say that now. It's going for like
It's gonna be
another 30
more
minutes.
Yeah.
Here we go. It'll be 11
Yeah.
before we're wrapping.
Real quick though.
Yeah.
So I'll edit that other part out.
It's okay.
Talking about soul therapy. What's the update going on with that?
What are you talking about? Update?
I got an update the other night.
Yeah,
I've had an
exactly. Updates have been going out.
All right.
Where have you been?
I don't know. oh, apparently I'm missing stuff.
You've been editing too much.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
So Shannon was supposed to ask you because I asked him about it last night. You guys still coming on the show to do a release?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the release that happened.
Okay.
I thought that was February 15th. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it was February
What
the
was the date?
7th.
The 7th.
The 7th?
Or the what? I don't know, 6th.
We pinned him down with something during his podcast.
Oh,
No,
we
no, no.
pinned you down to like
January
Was it
15th.
January 15th?
January 15th.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
But, working, like, not knowing, we get the stuff to them, and then there's release windows from once we get it to them. And then it took me forever to figure out how to freaking upload it to them because I'm like, I uploaded it. Where is it at?
Yeah.
And then I finally did some other clicking and found, this is where I added. But yeah, so now I'm familiar with it. And I'll be looking forward to some more releases. And right now we're still in negotiations getting the label on other websites like TrackSource and Beatport and things like that. Right now we're like on Amazon, Google Play, Juno Digital, iTunes, along with like a ton of other vendors worldwide. But we're working on getting to those two major ones, which is TrackSource and Beatport.
Sweet.
Nice.
How often are you guys thinking of doing a release?
Oh, right. Right now we're working on a second release. We're going to be starting off with the diversity tracks, and it's going to be probably about 6 of those. And it's just going to basically, so we don't pigeonhole ourselves, by releasing our music. We just want to let people know this is what Soul Therapy is about. All types of electronic music and hip hop, so we're going to get, in the diversity releases or the diversity EPs, we're going to release just different sounds of electronic music. Like right now, we kind of went with Dope Jam. It's kind of like an ode to at jazz, so it has like a real at jazz feel about it.
Okay.
And so the next one is going to have a different feel, maybe like a Dennis Ferrer or
Like popcorn or something.
Got a garlic release, a popcorn release.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. We want to get those in there. And, we want to do, once we get it handled where I understand the business and how everything operates, eventually I want to actually start getting other people to be able to release their stuff because, we have like Jitsu, who is always working on music and he needs to have an outlet, and maybe have Brian Baldridge from Who Used to Live, who now lives in to release some stuff, and some people from Oklahoma City because we need an outlet. We have talent, and we want to have an outlet for them. I mean, and I'm going to be in certain control over it because it's going to have a certain sound. But in the future, if it works out well, I want to do like spin-offs and like sub labels so that we can get, the obscure genres.
Get more specific.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Yes.
Really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like.
Yeah.
Okay, this bracelet you're wearing. Does that say I Heart House Music? That's sweet.
Yeah.
I have one, but my risks are too.
It's rubber, Jassy.
I have big risks, man. From carrying vinyl all these years in the airports.
Is that, is that where that's from?
In the airports.
Yeah, man. I have to carry. Man, all right, dude. I didn't know Dallas had trams, and so I flew into Dallas airport with my flight case and a record bag, and I get off at 32A, and I have to go to 33B.
Oh no!
Which is like 3 miles.
Yeah,
at least.
I walked it.
Carrying all that stuff.
And then I got over there and saw a freaking tram.
How could you walk in and not see a sign that says tram?
Dude, because I was so pissed off that I'm walking with all this vinyl. I had tunnel vision. I was dying. I I'm like, why doesn't someone help me? Please.
Why doesn't someone want to help?
Can't they see the pain in my face? So
Yeah.
that ruined your wrists.
Oh man, yeah.
So your wrists are sensitive to having something on them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, I had to,
But this is covering your wrist right now.
Well, you see how frayed it is. It has no
It's
tension.
not heavy at all. It's like
No
you don't
tension.
feel it.
Hey man, I have it at the house.
Okay, at least you kept it.
I'm good about keeping stuff.
So you're a pack rat.
No. I place it places and I know where it is.
Okay. We're not going to see on an episode of Hoarders.
Hoarders.
Nah, they can't even get into my room, man.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Yeah.
All right, no, wait. Pizza, New York or Chicago?
Oh.
Do you have to ask? I know you know
Chicago.
the answer to the question.
Chicago deep dish.
No, for you.
No, it's for you.
You know what kind of pizza I like.
Yeah, he likes that nasty stuff.
The Pizza Wars.
Uh-oh.
It's always on.
It's a win-win, man. I like them both.
Oh, okay. See, that's what it boils down to. He doesn't care. I certainly prefer New York style, but I will eat Chicago
I
style.
just love cheese.
I can only eat one slice of Chicago style because it's like eating a cake.
Sometimes
Right,
I
yeah.
choke on the cheese because it's so much, man. It's so
It's
good.
heavy,
and I'm
dude.
happy when that happens. I'm happy when that happens.
Yeah.
You're all bubbly inside.
Hey, man.
It's interesting though that in Tulsa, most of the real good pizza places make thin slices. They don't
Yep.
make Chicago style. So
That's
that should
'cause-
tell you something.
Because it's easy to make thin slices.
No,
But
whatever.
there is one place everybody
Salvesano's.
keeps telling me about that does like
Is
the
that
real
still open, though?
thick
Yeah.
Chicago style.
Get you some $30 pizza on right there, man. It's worth every $30 too. It's so good.
Where do you go for pizza in town?
I will go to there's a New York pizzeria on it's off of Harvard. Like,
Umberto.
Mario?
That one's
no, I've
over-
gone to Mario's, but
Mario's
there's
is good.
New York. There's New York
Umberto's.
pizza.
No,
Isn't it
that's
No,
flavor?
that's another one.
That's
That's
a different
another
one.
good
Yeah,
one
that's
too.
a-
There's
He's
a
talking
100
about
of
the
them.
one that's over by Mary Jane's.
Oh, that's
Really?
New York style pizza.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, it is.
that's what
I think
it's
that's-
called.
Oh
It
yeah,
is.
I've had that.
Style,
I've been
that's
there
the name,
once.
yeah.
It is.
I've been there once.
Yeah, the guys from New York and everything. Yeah,
So that's pretty good. I've never been
yeah, it's very good, authentic. It's really good. Yeah,
It's pizza, man. It's good. Freaking CC's pizza's good.
It's hard to
Okay.
screw up pizza. I mean, you have to try
I
really
can dig
hard.
some CC's, yeah.
I mean, for $5, I can get all this shit.
Yeah.
Really? I don't have to choose.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm telling you, man. $5 pizzas. I don't care. $5, $30 pizzas. I don't discriminate.
I love pizza. I have
Pizza's
my
good.
preferences on.
Except for like when you put spinach on it, man. That's that hipster crap, man. You ruin a good pizza.
No, I like spinach on pizza. It's when
Thank
you start
you.
putting kale on pizza or
Thank
something.
you. Oh, yeah.
That's
Thank
hipster
you.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
Thank
kale. Pizza's not supposed to be healthy.
No. And there was that Andolini's has a new place over there downtown.
Do they?
It's not
STG.
Andolini's. Yeah.
And then
it's-
there's also the new Bohemian pizza place downtown.
Oh, wait, so
Yeah.
SCG's
But-
Andolini's?
Yes. But here's the thing though, like I went in there and it's pretty expensive for what you get. I mean, it's like $18 for a little personal thing. And it's all like trying to be authentic and weird and stuff like that. It's kind of like the Valkyrie of pizza places, but I did not think it was worth the money.
Yeah,
So if I go in there and order like a pepperoni pizza, it's going to cost me like $18?
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's.
Or
it
they'd
was-
be like, we don't serve that here.
that it's probably one of those things. Like,
Like, how dare
I don't
you?
remember like the menu. They just had like creative pizzas, and it was okay, but it just wasn't worth the money. I didn't think.
and I kind of like to try to stick to places that will actually sell you a slice.
Yeah,
Like I would like to buy a slice.
Because I would
Yeah.
wind up eating the
somewhere.
whole pizza. So,
So,
yeah,
you
you're
know.
right. I'm with you on that.
that Andolini's food truck is awesome for that.
Oh my God! Yes, it is. You got a
love
sound
that.
pony around that way. They always. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I took Jeff home and then went back and got me a slice.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, that's one of the things in New York. I mean, whether you're out or not, there are in anybody's neighborhood. There's a pizzeria, a Jamaican place, a Chinese place. I mean, it's
Yeah.
there. They're all there, so it's all the time.
You miss New York?
Of course, of course.
how often do you go back?
I have been. I went back.
I think it's almost 2 years ago now. But prior to that, I hadn't been back in like 20 years.
Oh, wow.
But I've been to Chicago like several times. So, so it was nice to be back and feel that vibe again, and just the whole it's a different world. It's like a different planet, really. It's crazy to be in Manhattan like it is now. It's like Manhattan's like an amusement park. It literally is. Like there's just people everywhere at all times, all around you, and it's just that mindset of changing into that existence is different.
Step over that homeless person.
Step over that homeless person.
I totally thought that was going to go somewhere else.
I did too. I was like, and then what? Then what?
We need to get our homeless problem in control.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the answer, though?
Tiny homes.
No, actually, the funny thing is I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that either. But
I don't.
Do you mean a dollhouse?
No. It's like small
The
homes.
doghouse, just shove them in there, and now you're not
No,
homeless. There you go.
you build a little community like of tiny homes.
Yeah.
It's like about a little bit smaller than this room. Actually, it's about half of this room.
My
And
space is smaller in this room.
Well,
is
you
too.
might be
my whole
homeless. You might be
That's
homeless.
my kitchen.
You're homeless.
And my bathroom, and my bedroom, whatever room that is.
Yeah.
Like
Homeless people
like-
are about to live better than you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No, but
that's
like
fucked up.
they live in a community that they have the resources there to help them with their mental illnesses or get them back on track, so that and give them a little place where they don't have to worry about their few belongings being left unprotected on the street, and so that they can go and be more productive, possibly if they are capable of doing that.
And that was
And that's a great idea. How are you going to fund
idea.
that, though?
right. Yeah.
Well, it's being done right now. I think in was it Utah?
Really?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Because it's I know. Well, Utah is saying it's Salt Lake City is saying it's cheaper to house your homeless than it is to leave them homeless.
And I couldn't remember exactly where it was, but I remember thinking, "Oh, you're doing it though."
Portland.
Like-
I think Portland is actually doing the tiny homes
Yeah.
too.
surely that'll get totally taken advantage of. Though,
No,
right? It's like, why wouldn't people be like, "Hey, free living" if I just pretend like I'm homeless?
because who wants to be homeless?
Well, you're not.
No, but see, no. But the thing is
Tiny homes.
But the thing is, you do have to be certified homeless. I mean, there's a mental illness or there's something. You just can't be lazy. I mean, because then who's gonna want to be that anyway? I mean, I've never met a person like, fuck, man, I'm just gonna lazy myself into this free home. This might be the size of a closet.
There's a lot of people like that.
There might be some college kids really
No,
to
I'm
do
talking about,
that.
but it's the size of a closet, and it has that stigma of, this is
I wanted
you
to
live
say
in a
hi,
community
Melanie.
where
Nice to meet you.
you're living in a community
That
of
was
people
good.
that have mental illnesses that are unchecked. A lot of your vets,
Right.
have housing. They be able to get the help that they need.
Well, as far as the vet side of the homeless stuff goes, the government should take care of that. The military should
Oh,
take care of that.
definitely.
Yeah,
It should
that's
go
true.
on citizens. The military should go ahead and take care of that.
Well, I mean, it goes on the citizen. I mean, it's funded by
but I'm
taxpayers.
saying, I'm just saying.
But yeah, but and also, I mean, it's just an epidemic that we can handle.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it first on AB's podcast.
Right.
That's right. AA runs.
We went everywhere on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
But especially talking about the homeless situation, I think everybody kind of looks at it as a whole in our nation and goes, it's too big of a problem. We got to stop doing that. We got to look around, the 20 feet that surrounds ourselves and go, how can we change this? And stop trying to overcome the whole situation and just try to improve our own communities.
I think that's with every problem probably that we face. That is a mutual problem everywhere.
Yeah.
Look at your own city and how we can attack that particular issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Like even for here, I think because of the history of Tulsa and dealing with even race relations here.
Yeah.
How do we tackle that here in Tulsa and make that better? I mean, I think things are slowly but surely getting better as they will with time anyway. But in the meantime, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we got to look at. We should be judged on how we treat our less people
True.
who have the least.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
And we need to do better. I'm sorry for talking about homeless people.
No, you
I
should
just
be
felt
sorry.
bad. I just felt bad
Yeah.
for saying stuff because, like, when I was up in New York, man, I saw this homeless dude, and man, how many times I stepped over homeless people up there, man, in Manhattan, and and then here working downtown again.
Oh yeah, you see it. We see it a lot more
my
often
God.
downtown.
Like, yesterday, and I felt bad for laughing. This dude was like, "Motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker," and like we're working, trying to work, and not laugh to this dude saying that
Now
shit.
you made us all laugh at it. Thanks a lot. Now we all feel like assholes. Yeah.
But I mean, I was like, I'm like, man, I felt bad. And I'm like, God.
I felt bad the other night. I was walking to Yeti and had my headphones in and am passing by this spot at my work where there's like 3 homeless people in this section now because like it's an alley and the weather's nice, and so they came out of hiding.
Yeah.
And this lady's like, "Hey boy, hey boy." They're like yelling at me, and I just like, I'm pretending like I can't hear you because of my headphones. I feel bad inside, but at the same time, it's like I don't have anything for you. I can't help you right now. Like, and I don't want to just sit here and talk for
20 minutes.
Don't you?
But if she was going, motherfucker,
You would have stopped and talked.
I would have been like, hey, dude, what's up? You got a yo-yo? I'll teach you a trick.
That's like I think I told y'all about. I saw the dude from Oklahoma City.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He told us that.
he's
story.
here, or he was here. So we definitely gotta do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I just felt bad. I had to do something for my homeless brethren out there.
Tiny homes.
Tiny homes.
Tiny homes.
Yeah.
Tiny Sherlock Holmes. All right. Well, are we going to call it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Well, thanks for coming out
Yeah,
tonight.
thanks,
Appreciate it.
Thanks
This was
for
fun.
being here again, Jossie. It's always a pleasure.
Well, you need to ask the question.
How did you get your name?
It is my birthright. It is my given name, Aaron Bernard Baldwin.
Wait, I thought it was AA Ron.
Yeah.
It is.
You confusing me.
Yeah, it's the full government birth name, middle name and last name. So yeah, nothing really special.
Got some papers to prove it.
Yeah. So I'm a birth certificate.
ABB.
Yep. ABB.
AA Ron.
AA Ron B squared.
There it is.
No, that's it.
That's my DJ name.
It should be.
Yeah.
And this is where it came from.
Have you? But that brings up the other question.
Oh
Have
my
you ever
gosh.
DJ'd with any DJ names, or have you always just come with your name?
I think just use my name that I can recall. I probably used my attempted MC name back in the day
What
when
is
I
that?
DJ'd.
MC motherfucker.
Yes, MC motherfucker. I'm sticking with that. I'm running with that.
I like it. See, now you've made us all assholes, Jossie. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy.
You work downtown. You might hear him one day.
I'm hoping to.
And you like,
I'm gonna
And then
walk
I'll
to work
chuckle and
tomorrow
be
on
like,
purpose.
damn
it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep like headphones on, but like not actually play anything, and just hope I see him. Like,
I know.
where about do you work? Like, I'll try to make
4th and Main.
4th and Main. Sweet. Yeah, that's not. I just
Hit
gotta
me
do a
up if
little
you see
extra
anything.
walking.
You're going to just circle downtown if you're
Well, I live on 4th Street, so I'm just gonna get over to
Oh.
Main.
And then,
Yeah,
that's not too
Then
bad.
Zigzag back over to my
It'll
work.
make it easier if you carry a sign that says, "Where are you, motherfucker?"
Looking for a
Right around your
motherfucker.
neck.
Calling all motherfuckers.
that shit went on for like 5 minutes, man. 5 minutes.
You gotta be on
That's-
some good shit. If
that's
you're
what
just
shit
saying
I
one
wanna-
word on repeat, you're on some dope ass drugs. Like,
Or you just got stuck there at one point.
Yeah.
Now we've got to build him a tiny home when we find him. Shit. Such dicks. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna step over him first.
Well, you're going to have to.
And as you do, he's gonna look at you and go, "Motherfucker!" Hey, let's.
Let's end it on that note.
Well, thanks for listening, whoever you are.
Yeah. See you next week.